And I had cookies yesterday and the day before, and guess what? I'll be having them tomorrow as well. So
My heart bleeds for you.
Well, also, what the fuck has happened? I thought I'd missed a session.
am I having amnesia?
No.
No, everything's
don't
going
believe
according
so.
to my plan.
Well,
Yeah, I think we just
we stopped there. We're having a long rest, right? So we fall asleep.
we'll find out. I'm sure. Yeah, we took a long rest, and then I guess we're just waking up here and just like, oh shit.
Yeah, there's something that we didn't tell you.
More vampires. Let's get.
Yeah, I mean, Otley has a seething hatred of specifically vampires, but also generally speaking undead. So he's not going to want to like talk to this guy. So I feel like we're going to be in combat, and I'm really sorry. Because I'm going to be like, this is a really nice plate of sausages, and I'm just going to throw the platter at his head. And then just while he's doing stuff, I'm going to be like, look at these steaks, they're so big and weighty, and just start slapping these like minions around. Just a massive beef chop in one hand and like a pie in the other, and just like going around smacking people with food.
And how are you, Trim? On a scale of 1 to 10, how Pokemon are you?
Yeah, yeah, yes, that's my answer. Oh boy, this isn't terrifying. Roll 20, absolutely.
We'll be
It's
fine.
fine.
It's fine. I've got Bony Bob with me. It's okay.
Bony Bob.
Alright, so with that, we should probably get started, because as Otley has said, there's probably a mass combat about to ensue, so...
Yeah.
Alright, so, who wants to do a
Put that
recap for
turkey over
last
somebody's
session?
head.
I can't remember how it started. We were still in the place last time, weren't we? We just fucking killed him and then.
We
Went
did a
home.
long rest on the
Yeah.
beach, did we not?
That was it. We killed him and then went to the beach. And he came back, didn't he? It's like a fleshy thing, and then we killed him as well.
Yeah, so you took your long rest at the end of your trying day with the demons and Murad's Knights and Harbingers, and normally it's a case of you guys, you lie awake for a little bit and ponder life and various things until you fall asleep. However, that doesn't happen here in this particular instance. You immediately feel yourself, as soon as your head hits the pillow, you immediately fall asleep. And then it takes you a little bit of time to sort of wake up from this in that regard, but you're awoken to the smell of good cooking, strong wine, and the artistic aroma of undead flesh.
Nice.
All played to the sound of tasteful yet sinister organ music as well.
Played by a golem, I imagine.
Where is the organ? Oh yeah, it's played by a Vargeist thing.
And as you come to, you find yourself not necessarily like tied to the chair, but tucked in so tightly to the table that you are effectively restrained, unless you wanted to sort of like throw the table on its hinges or off its hinges, or grab a giant drumstick and beat the living crap out of it, like Otley has suggested.
How heavy is the table? We'll throw the entire table at his face if I can.
Okay, so the room is very well lit. There's candelabra in the ceiling. That's what these star things are. They're sort of faded out. And along the table are candlesticks as well. And there are also small candles which are floating above each of your heads, just sort of like illuminating the area. Very Hogwartsy. At the heads of the table, you guys immediately recognise Katie, who is looking incredibly bored. You can tell that she's been here for a while. And sitting opposite her, would anybody like to explain who this is?
No, because we can't see who you're telling us to explain who it is.
Yeah, the guy we fucking let go. Well, we didn't.
Oh, the vampire in a jar.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get back in the jar? I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna put the jar back on the table.
Thank you, but no.
But it misses you.
I do not miss it.
It's full of mushrooms. Or it had mushrooms in it.
Well, in that case, no. So as you look around, you're seeing, obviously, Onyx. You immediately look around and you see your identical male doppelganger in skeleton form, as Bony Bob gives you a slight bow, and the rest of you see literally just suits with gloves and holding trays. These appear to be unseen servants of some sort. And then as you look further down the table, you can see, sitting separately from you, and strangely unlit, the familiar faces of Alumba, Kashan, Morela, and Docker.
We've had 4 more alphas. I think we're alright.
Those were the characters from before.
But for whatever reason, they're sitting separately from you, and they also seem to be in a sort of like darker element to this, and none of them really seem to pay you any heed.
I think they're all NPCs, people.
Ah, makes sense. So,
And then
what's this beautiful surprise?
And then various things shift in the corners of the room, at which point you're immediately treated to the bloated sight of
Be quiet.
giant Vargovs.
Oh shit.
And as was rightly said, a Vargeist is playing the piano.
Nice, my favorites.
And then sitting at the head of the table, that you only really notice him because he makes a point of slurping his wine as he's drinking it, is sitting at the top of the table is this man.
Ah, nice.
Do we not know him? I don't think I've met him, as I was there met him. Pretty sure he hasn't.
So, would you guys like to explain what is happening here?
We kinda before the wastelands with the demons, we kinda started to have dreams about well, weird fuck up in this territory, let's say, of dimension of where we are right now. But that was all a dream, and everybody experienced differently. And that's it, yeah. And they stopped when we arrived at the wastelands, and then we never heard of it. We didn't hear it anymore. And then until, what was the face? Katie?
Yeah, Katie.
Asked us if we wanted to talk to him again. Right?
Yep, you guys said that you were, and it's been 24 hours, so here you are.
Right. I did not forget about that.
Does this place feel real? Like, do I feel like I'm in a dream, or do I feel like this is real life? Like, the last thing I remember is just falling asleep, right? So I've just opened my eyes in this weird place.
Give me an Arcana check and see if you figure that out.
Can I lean over and slap him?
Just out of helping, or just in general?
I want to help.
She wants to use it to slap
so
him.
I'm just going to lean over and just slap her across the table.
So I rolled a 17 on my Arcana and a natural 20 to bite her hand when she tries to slap me.
Okay, right. So
Well, my strength is crap, so I'm assuming it's a strength check.
you can use a dexterity to try and evade it.
Haha! What for helps I failed at a slap. But I got 21 to avoid.
Well, I
Okay.
rolled a natural 20. Do I add anything else to my bite attack?
So I suppose it would be an unarmed strike, so whatever your strength score is.
1!
And proficiency, technically.
Yeah, I
Oh,
suppose.
so 20. So I rolled a 24. Get bit.
Bit.
Okay, so how much?
Actually bite damaging her.
Just
Yeah,
enough to draw blood. She
yeah,
slapped me
but-
enough times to learn not to do it anymore. Or he has, sorry. Told him was a he, right?
Gee.
She.
Oh, she, sorry.
Yeah, you misgendering
did
lizards.
try to
How dare
marry me
you?
in front of the dragon, so.
That's 3 plus something. And I rolled a d4. I don't know if that counts. Probably right?
Gordon's loving
Yeah, let's do-
confusing everybody on whether the man or female.
Yeah, we'll do a D4 plus 1.
Yeah, so 3 plus 1,
Did we long
4.
rest at the end of last session to heal? Okay, because for some reason that's not applied to mine.
Okay, partner. Okay, so put that.
And does the bite feel real? So that's another thing. Is that
I was about to say.
Okay, so you're momentarily like sort of distracted by everything that's happening here. So you sort of ask yourself, "Is this real?" And then just instinctively bite toward him because biting.
Well, he wouldn't say it was real.
Gordon tries to slap him, so-
So, we'd both establish whether or not it's real, because one, he would have felt me
Yeah,
slap him, and two,
What does her
Bit
blood
me.
taste like?
Yeah, what does Torben's blood taste like?
I don't know, did it draw blood?
Yes.
I don't know. Spicy.
Okay, let me do a random dip roll.
What?
Random dip table.
Oh, so lucky. I fucking love a lucky dip table. I had one for potions in one of my games and it got really out of hand. Some of the potions were super overpowered and I just left.
No! Put it in the pile.
There's a special kind of chaos when you're a DM who just gives overpowered stuff to your players, and you're like, "This is
Yeah.
tomorrow me's problem," and then next session you're like, "Why do I do this to myself?"
Yeah, only random shit. But like they didn't use it. One of them was like you drink a potion and then in like 4 days you like fucking lay a dragon egg. Or something stupid like that.
Yeah, but then they go and like sell it to a nobleman for like 8 million gold, and you're like, "Why?"
Yeah, I had to like roll on the table for what kind of dragon it was as well. You know what I mean? But they never used it. They just didn't. Yeah.
I had somebody for me in a session basically used a creature from one of like the Tome of Beasts books or whatever, and it was like a slow storm. Basically, it's like 10-foot wide space, but most of it is kind of like a ghastly, right? It's got like a small little like black ball in the middle. It's like a foot wide. The rest of it is all like the swirling stuff around it, energy. And it come and got in my face, and I was like, "How big is it?" She's like, "Well, it takes a 10-foot wide space." I was like, "No, how big is the thing in the middle?" She's like, "A foot." I was like, "Cool, get in the sack." And I basically just put a bag over it and scooped it in a bag of holding and just tied the knot. I kept it. I forgot about that for like 2 months, and then later on, I was like, "I'm gonna reach in my bag of holding." I look on my sheet, and I'm like, "Oh no." So I cast Reduce on a Durgar, and I stuffed him in the bag and just tied it back up again, so he just got ripped apart by the storm. And the DM was like, "I forgot you have that," and every time it's like, "What do you want to do?" And I'd always joke, "Get in the bag." I'm kidding. And they have flashbacks, they're like, "Please stop putting things in the bag."
Okay, so in regards to your roll to determine if this feels real,
Yeah.
first off, you have a sort of like a sensation like the gravity is somewhat off in this area. You know that you're not in what you define as like Midgard or planet Earth. You can immediately recognize just by the air, by the atmosphere, that you're in a different realm. However, that does not mean that it's not real.
Yeah. Oh, Dare doesn't believe it. He believes he was already in a fantasy place anyway. This is like This is like the fucking Inception. This is inside somewhere in his head.
Does he really know what an inception is?
No, his fucking mind's been blown.
At which point, Strahd leans forward and says, "Well, that's all very interesting, but might we try to maintain some form of decorum?"
No.
No, I throw a sausage from that plate at his face
Okay, yeah.
Oh my god, kids,
So-
calm down.
as
This
hard
is,
as possible.
this is your friend, guys?
No,
Can
Okay.
I don't even
can I
know.
throw
He
the
doesn't
sausage
like me, as
really
you've already
hard?
established, so I don't even know why he brought me here.
I want to try and knock the drink out of his hand with a sausage, just to inconvenience him really.
Alright then, so can I get...
An improvised
can-
weapon.
Can I have
Yeah,
a sausage
yeah,
roll,
can-
please?
Yeah, can I just get like an improvised weapon yeet roll, please? So that'll be plus your strength and I'll say proficiency as well, given you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm just going to angrily throw it at him. I love that Remy said, "Can I get a sausage roll?"
Yeah.
The joke got missed, but I found that funny.
You pick up what you like, rifle through the sausages, and you find one that's particularly crispy, so it's harder to throw. And then you like to.
Part of me wants to rage before I do it, so I get advantage. But I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm going to do it angrily, so I get bonus.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just roll it as an athletics because it'll include my proficiency that way. That's a 15 to throw a sausage at his face, or at his drink. I want to knock the drink out of his hand.
Okay, so first off, the first thing you realise is that you haven't met his armor class, as he very dexterously and almost without any level of effort, he just simply moves the drink out of your way, and the sausage goes fling like into the back of his chair.
It's just squelch.
While
I'm sticking my finger up at him.
while I admire your candour, I will say several things died to make that sausage for you.
Well, there's more sausages where that came from.
I'm sure. But unfortunately, it's not too... It's a bit too early in the night for that. So...
Otley, you better bring some fucking decorum right now. Shut up.
As for the rest of you...
me?
I am talking to you.
As for the rest of you, welcome. Your performance in the Wasteland has been most adventurous, very entertaining. And hence, we are brought today to this meeting. But of course, I will not discuss business without the appropriate pleasures. So, please, enjoy. You saw gestures at the food.
Thank you, Lord. But we're not really hungry right now.
Please, please. Lord was my father. I am simply Strahd.
Simply,
The best.
He's just simple. That's what he's saying.
The best.
Sorry, one sec, guys. 2-6.
2-6.
2-6.
that's a very long box.
Yeah, so-
What is the
yeah, so-
backstory of you guys in this Strahd?
Yeah, if you guys want to discuss that, we're having some problems giving code to our delivery guy.
No, you could just.
We don't really have a massive backstory on it. We didn't really meet it. It was just infesting our dreams and making us dreaming about this, like this realm where we got lost, basically divided and lost. And we're all getting different things happening. Onyx get Bunny Bob, and I've got affliction, and other things happen as well. But we never met him personally.
Yes, this will be the first time, and I hope, for the sake of our mutual survival, it won't happen that often afterwards. But your horned friend is correct. This will be the first time that we have actually met, although I have been present in spirit. And I think you'll agree that my presence has been somewhat beneficial to you.
I concord of what you said.
Of course, my apologies for not daring to face alongside Aiden, but in my current state my power is somewhat diminished. Aiden is of course an elder vampire, and although in my prime I could take him easily, as I said, in my diminished state, I would not want to risk the ire of such a deadly creature. But thanks to you, less so to you two, he says this to Otley and Revy, but thanks to you, that is no longer a problem.
Well, you're more than welcome that we managed to expel the pests that we had in common. But it's not needs of flattering. I'm sure there's a more important matters that we are here to discuss isn't a flattery.
Exactly. I do like you. Acting as something of a patron to you has been most fulfilling.
Change of faith.
If you insist, at which point he picks up a piece of meat from his plate and flicks it over to one of his direwolves, and they both start fighting over it. And so, if you're not going to eat then, I lay forward my proposition to you. What say you, dwarf? Will you listen to a proposition at least?
I have to.
You cannot be awake anymore.
I can't what?
Got woken up anymore. Because
Of course.
live here forever you sleep.
Of course. Do not feel that you are forced to be here. I'm more than happy to send you away.
Are kept here forever.
Perhaps. It's entirely up to him. And you can see he's watching you with this real intensity now.
He'll kind of like under the table, like he's like clenching his fists, but like he's frustrated, but he'll kind of just sit there.
What say you, cleric? Is it offensive to your belief system to be conversing with someone such as I?
Oh, any friend of my friends is a friend of mine. Who
Confusingly said, but yes, indeed.
should I not be conversing with you? You seem very generous and hospitable.
Well, there are those that seem to maintain certain strictness on that part.
Gosh.
Very well then. Let us begin. He clicks his fingers, at which point the music of the from the organ turns into what was just like a general sort of ambience turns into something a bit more sinister now.
Fabulous.
I'm just gonna mistake it for pleasant organ music. I'm really not picking up on the vibe this guy's putting down. It's the angle I'm coming from.
Well, they're like, you're so generous, and Otley's like throwing food at him. Otley's like questioning how hot the gravy in the gravy bowl by him is, and if he can hit Strahd without hitting his friends. He's like, can I make this shot? Hard to dodge hot liquids.
Hey, we dodge this.
You just splashed out. I hit the wolves and everything. I'd feel bad if I hit the wolves, so I'm not going to throw hot gravy at anyone.
Gravy bowl. So tell me, there's something I've been most curious about. What does history say about Strahd von Zarovich?
Yeah, Onyx. What does history say? Oh, she's BIP.
He's like, fuck!
She just wanted to do.
And will the rest of us even know who he is? It's pretty embarrassing for him.
Right, so can I get history checks from everybody then, please?
17 again. For 17.
13.
12.
Embarrassing. My God, guys.
26.
I rolled a 0.
You rolled a 0.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
it's one.
Like a
one
one with a -1.
Yeah.
I love those
so,
rolls.
so,
You're the guy that vaguely knows. Okay.
okay, so but none of you particularly remember anything. He's not like the Julius Caesar of his time or anything like that. He's not overly memorable. However, but Onyx and Tordum, Onyx, with having studied the undead in particular, with them being the favoured enemy and all that, and then Tordum just because intelligence is wizards. But they do recall the name of Strahd von Zarevich as the son of Vlad Dracul, who, alternative to actual history of Earth, took over Wallachia and used it to destroy the enemies of Vlad Dracul whenever he was alive.
I love it. I'm just rewatching that show, by the way. Literally yesterday.
Oh, Castlevania.
Yeah.
It's so
Such a
good.
good show.
Yeah.
I love the combat. Yeah, literally. I watched it before when I'm rewatching it.
Oh, I'm studying the Ottoman Empire, so that's how I know about it.
Yeah. So that, yeah.
But even though that he was a good military general and all that, he doesn't have the gravitas of the great military generals of their time. And so Strahd von Zarevich is one of those ones that just sort of faded away into history and nobody really cared about. So unfortunately neither Onyx or Tordum are here to say, so do you want either of them to state that to him and potentially piss him off?
Yeah. Oh, no, not piss him off, but let him know who we are. Or let him know we know who he is, at least. Give him some credit.
Alright, so Onyx will attempt a deception check to see if she can say it tactfully. And she got a nat 20. Okay.
Oh, girl.
With a 0 modifier. So she basically says, yes, I know of your victories and various other things. I'm like, very good, very good. And so, then I need not bore you with the details of my living life, shall we say. But I will unfortunately have to bore you with the tales of my undeath. And so, after my conquest of my father's enemies was complete, I settled in a land known as Barovia. A beautiful, beautiful valley, situated in the most peaceful places where one could shut off the world and not have to worry at all. And it was perfect. And then I fell upon that which vexes all men. And unfortunately, that drove me to dark choices, and those dark choices consumed me. And I became, he gestured to himself in sort of flourishing motion, vampire. At first, I thought it was one of the greatest things that could befall a man, but then I learned the opposite. I became a plaything for the dark powers of the Shadowfell, where my only source of existence was to be a villain for heroes, much like yourselves. I faced warriors, heroes, villains, and most of all, the worst of all kind, nerds. They treated me as a piece on a board, something to roll dice against. And I will tell you now, I am no plaything. I am Strahd von Zarevich, and I demanded that respect. And so I cursed the dark powers and dared them to do their worst against me, I, Strahd von Zarevich. Only to find that was just a taste of what they wanted. And taking me away from the kingdom that I had ruled, placed me here, in this isolation. Here I am alone, save for people such as you, and these creatures, and he gestures around, of my own creation. And whilst your companion, he nods at Katie, has been most excellent company. Katie just sort of like gives him not necessarily like a flirtatious look, but just like a yes, I know you're flattering me, I'm not interested. Sort of nods to him. I desire freedom. Initially, I would use my connections. And from that, you sort of gather he's talking about the shop that you guys went to.
Yeah.
To find people worth paying attention to, bring them here, and seeing if they could entertain me. Most don't. Most didn't. That bow that you carry, Ranger, is one of many artifacts that I have claimed from adventurers such as yourselves. And so, I play this game to see if you are worthy to help me. And I'm very satisfied to say that you have passed that test. You may now cheer.
Fantastic.
And so I hereby put forward my proposition. Not far from here is a temple of amber, devoted entirely to the dark forces of the Shadowfell. It is at that location that I wish to bring you and any others of your... He looks down the table to put the guys who are sitting in darkness and being completely oblivious to this conversation. Any of your companions that wish to join us on that particular time. And together, we shall fight the dark power that has been keeping me here and force him to release me. What say you to that?
Barakas starts to pour some wine in his glass and looking at it, starts sipping. It just mumbles very quietly, what's in it for us?
I'm glad that you asked, loudly. I can only promise you things that I don't have, but I can promise you treasure, magic, power, patronage. But most importantly, I will offer you myself. And I will aid you in this battle that you are facing. I faced the Dark Lords of Esgaroth in my own time, and I can tell you, you will need all the help you can get. I would happily add my name to your cause, and then when that cause is over, we part ways.
And how do we know that a Lord of Vampires so powerful and majestic as you won't turn the table and stab us in the back, or actually biting us in the back?
Because, Horned One, I am a man of honor. You may not think so, but I follow rules. That's why me and this Aiden do not like each other that much. Aiden was a man without honor. Much like that Zan creature that your angel friend keeps on cavorting around with.
Well, Aiden was very unmannered, as you say. But I'm willing. If that makes us stronger, defeating our common enemy, and as you said, as we know as well, we do need the more strength that we can gather. Don't you all agree, guys?
Yeah. I agree. That doesn't seem to be.
Just like guys.
I'm not against this. This sounds good. We could do with the help.
And besides, like, we've dealt with Aiden. Strahd knows that, so like, he wouldn't want to mess around with us because we can deal with an elder vampire.
But Aidan was a piece of shit. Aidan was a piece of shit. He's not. We know that he's not. Have you read this story?
So this Aiden is a more powerful vampire than this guy. Like, he's like pointing
He
at Strahd,
dead.
not like
Currently.
Currently,
Aidan dead.
distinctions are very important.
And you want us to kill him for you?
No.
Aidan is dead.
Aidan is dead. By killing Aidan, you have proven that you're worthy to fight along my side against Vecna.
He wasn't dead yet. He wasn't dead. We met him a little bit later, and we forgot to tell him little details of our adventure in the Westlands.
Yes, and in killing him, you have earned the right to fight by my side against Vecna.
I don't know what Vecna is, mate. I know we've got a whole portal opening up with a load of demons coming out of it somewhere else, though. And a boat. Why would we do what this fucker says?
There's that, and there's the forest that you guys wanted us to maybe check out.
Yeah, we're gonna save a whole fucking forest in the town, or we could just fuck off with a vampire and do what he wants. I don't know.
I assure you that this particular quest will just simply be the one dungeon crawl. We go to the temple, we summon Vecna, we kill him, and then we offer this glorious volunteer to take my place amongst Ravenloft. At which point Willem just sort of like perks up.
Oh,
What, sacrifice the ginger dude?
The sacrifice is a very ugly term. You could.
wait, he's gonna take Vecna place?
No, he's going to take my place in Ravenloft. Willem then just turns to you and is like, unfortunately, my attempts to evade other vampires have been less than fruitful. Having a kingdom of my own in another dimension would be very safe for me.
Well, William, I hope you do remember how, and why you're sitting on this chair right now.
Yes, I went into a shop and bought some popcorn.
Sure.
The old man there was very interesting.
Interesting. Indeed it was.
So what say you then? 6 of you, me, our were-tiger friend, all of the forces that I can muster against the Dark Lord of the Shadowfell.
Did you not just finish to say as well, and pardon me for what I'm gonna say, it's nothing to demise you, but did you say you were powerless towards Eden? How are you able to fight a even powerful entity more than demon and in the vampire from before, Eden?
You do speak the truth. I am quite diminished here. Vecna knows that were I at my prime, at my full power, I would have the capability to take him. And so he keeps me diminished. This is why I need you. I need your help to help me battle this beast. And then once my power has been restored, I will lend my aid to you.
Is there a plan B if something goes wrong? Like, I don't know, for instance, Vecna tried to take control of you and you just go towards us?
I suppose death is a good plan B.
Well, for us or for you?
Either. Make no mistake, this is death we are talking about. It's not like all of the other tests that I put towards you where if you fail, you wake up. If you were to die in this particular fight, you will remain dead.
I'll tell you what. maybe we should speak to the other alphas about it. You know, the most powerful monster hunters in the world, instead of just answering some crazy vampire's request on a whim in a dream that he's conjured up for us.
In the case, I said that, but no, he's not interested. You must understand. I'm taking a gamble with you. I will not take a gamble with, shall we say, more professional vampire hunters. You have proven throughout your entire careers that you are open to distinctions between good and evil. Just because something has fangs and wants to eat you alive doesn't mean that it's inherently evil. I fear that your leaders might not share such a distinctive point.
Well, I don't know about the others, but I'm in.
I'm just gonna look around the room at the hordes of undead, the Vargeist playing the fucking creepy organ in the corner, the other two giant vampire bats, his two giant wolves sat next to him. Yeah, I think I have been able to notice evil when I see it. Fuck that, I'm out.
Come now, darling, don't be like that.
I want to hear what everyone else has to say. What do you think? Good idea to go with a creepy vampire lord who's in our minds, or bad idea?
I mean,
well, he did give
we could
Miranda
just
the good stuff.
And it's not just material things that he's offering. He's offering actually help towards our common enemy. It's not just a treasure that he's gonna give us also, but a hand.
And most importantly, you won't have to persuade me to give it to you. Black Dragon.
Otley will like lean on the table and he'll be like, first of all, he was a very generous dragon. I simply reminded him of his duty.
Well then, I will not
Second-
require such reminding.
Can I also just chip in? Do we really want to fight the person that can invade our minds?
So that's the option then, is it? Either he fucking fights us now, or we do what he says. Oh, very generous.
Do not mistake me. There is a choice involved here, and just remember, you were able to defeat Aiden, a vampire in his prime. I am, as I say, much diminished, and I am open in that point. Should you try and kill me here, yes, I will be dead for a day, but Vecna will not let me rest, and tomorrow I will be back.
So, out again, do we know who Vecna is? This is the name he's just throwing about. Do any of us know who that is?
Can I either get Arcana or History from you, depending on what's higher for you?
Him or everyone?
Everyone.
Who? Good, I don't want to know. You keep saying that name like we're supposed to mean something. Vecna.
18.
Well,
I got a 19.
we just know that it is like master under control. He's the one who keeps his power abound and doesn't allow him to die.
He's just told you that. He could be fucking lying.
Okay, so you remember, you have heard the name Vecna before, from the stage show production of the show Stranger Things, of a bunch of kids who go into hell and just do things for no apparent reason with a telepathic child, where the only way that you can deal with bullies is to have superpowers. No, but you don't see any connection here.
No. Look, I'm not saying I'm not going, because if you fuckers go, then I've got to fucking go, innit? Because I can't just let you go and get fucking backstabbed by creepy McVampire over here. I'm just saying it sounds like a bad idea.
And so Willem then like, stands up on his feet and slams down on the table. I may be Scottish, but I am not McVampire!
Totem has a condition if we agree.
Yes, of course.
Wilhelm has to go back in the jar. And I'm going to put the jar back on the table.
Unfortunately, Willem has other priorities. However, I will go in your jar.
We can put Strahd in a jar! Please!
In the jar.
And then we
Oh
can
my
throw the
God.
jar in the ocean forever.
It
Yeah.
worked. Wilhelm didn't get out. He was contained
So-
in the jar. So
That would resolve our issue as a
So if
fallback.
we-
Obviously.
If we help you, then Strahd, you will help us up to a point, and then you would, as you put it, go our separate ways.
Exactly.
Otley will then look to Dur and then be like, and
to
at that
add
point,
more
we
suspense
kill him.
to that point, I will take a moment after that point to decide whether or not we will fight to the death.
no, but you're in the jar.
Once I'm
No.
out of the jar.
Who says
He's
I'm
not going to be in the jar, is he? What's going to happen is we're going to fight this Vecna thing. Do you know what? I'd rather not spoil the ending. Let's just fucking do it. Why not? It'll be a laugh.
Give ideas to the master.
I just want to put him in the jar.
I will journey
Out of
with
character,
you.
I feel like I know what he's going to do when this happens, and it's a bad idea.
Yeah,
In character, Otley feels like we help him by killing the worst bad guy, and hopefully can kill Strahd before he does whatever weird thing he's going to do.
If it helps, I doubt we'll be able to kill Vecna, but just simply give him pause long enough to consider letting me go and allowing Willem to take my place.
This is insanely complicated for something that should be so simple.
We fight things, we persuade them, we walk away.
And if it goes wrong,
When
we
it
chop
goes
Strahd's
wrong.
head off. How about that, Dur?
Yes, when it
Yeah.
goes wrong, you
When?
will kill me immediately, and I will reappear here and find myself a new band of adventurers to fight this cause for me. I am immortal. I can wait.
Wait.
And then I will come back here and I will chop it off every day until I get bored, which will be never.
Then you'll be busy.
At least I'll have
I
a
will.
friend. Another friend.
Yeah.
No, you
Oh,
got,
it's just-
What did you say?
you've got friends.
So
I
guys,
think
everyone started
only
talking
go.
and then nobody talked.
I just want to put a vampire in a jar.
I want Onyx's opinion.
Trin?
Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, God. I mean, I'm not too worried. He's in a squish bean state. And so, if for some reason he decides to backstab us preemptively, then we can deal with him because, we can take on Aiden. It's fine, I don't think Strahd wants to take us on way in advance. So, we can entertain this, and if things get real spooky, then I will sacrifice the wish,
Did you say wish, darling?
Not
wait,
now.
Or do you want to live in the jar?
I've lived in several tight spaces, darling, and I have provided tight spaces, but no thank you.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, as I said, if things go tits up, I will sacrifice one of my wishes, because I haven't used any wishes yet.
Excellent. So, we have at least 3 votes for seeing how it goes and killing me immediately afterwards. 1 vote for agreement. Where do the 2 of you stand?
Who's he point to?
Otley and Revy.
If my friend Barakas thinks it's a good idea, then I'm in.
Oh, I can assure you, my good friend, it is not a good idea.
I agree, it's not a good idea.
First honest thing
But
he
there are
said.
2 evils.
Let it be known that Strahd von Zarevich never lies. About anything important.
Trustworthy chap.
And what of you, dwarf? Can you put aside your hatred for vampire for 5 minutes?
With the agreement that you stay out of our heads. Perhaps. For a
Agreed.
time.
I cannot. I will, of course, need to watch over you to ensure that you keep to your side of the deal. And when you are ready to face Vecna with me, you need simply say so, and I will then bring you upon your next rest.
There's no time limit on this. Just whenever we feel like it.
I am immortal, my goblin friend. I can
I
wait.
thought it was Vecna. The thing was, I thought it was a big rush for Vecna. Vecna. So there's no rush. He's just going to be there till we turn up with you.
Effectively, yes. We will summon him at the Amber Temple, and from there we will then face him.
If we don't summon him, what happens?
Then I remain as I am. You will die of old age, and I will simply move on.
You said the temple was not that far away from here.
No.
We do have different plans right now. Although I said that I am all boards with it. Our priorities for now lands elsewhere, but you have my words that we're gonna help you for a help, a hint as return, and a treasure, and some power, and some gold.
Very good. But still, one member of your party has not yet agreed to this. I will agree to stay out of your head, dwarf. Will you agree to help me?
As I said, for a time.
Very well then. We have an accord. At which point, from under the table, he whips out effectively this rolled scroll whoosh, onto the table, and it all lands just like in front of Onyx, just sort of like sitting in the plate that you have in front of you, and you can basically see that it's a contract to basically aid Strahd with basically as everything that he said before, and then at the bottom are a number of boxes that each have your name on them, and you can see that Katie and Strahd have both put bloody thumbprints to this contract.
So Katie had already signed it without actually talking to us by the sounds of it.
Pretty messed up.
Is there any fine print I should be aware of? Can I see
I
if
was
there's
thinking
anything
that.
that'll catch me out?
Closel.
Otley is really not okay with this scenario, and I feel like Durr is definitely thinking the same.
I'm not making a fucking blood pact with a vampire. You mad?
I also am not signing this. Otley just is going to be dwarf and stubborn.
Is he going to get in the jar, like he promised?
He could get him fucking 3 jars for all I care. I ain't signed a blood pact.
Okay, so in terms of the part of the contract, you just reach over and take it, and you notice that the contract changes its language depending on who's reading it. So Onyx, you were seeing it in Common, you're seeing it in Lizard Folk Aztecian, and you can see immediately, like your eyes are just immediately drawn to it, that there is a point where it says Strahd will remain in a jar in the possession of Tordum to be released upon Tordum's wish.
Is that active immediately?
Upon completion of the contract, yes.
Wait, so we have to complete the contract before you'll get in the jar?
Yes.
I want you to get in the jar now.
I can't. I cannot leave this place.
But you can't, but the jar can.
Well,
So what happens? Have you tried getting in a jar and leaving this, getting someone to walk out with the jar? Have you even tried?
If you can think of it, I have probably tried it. I have been here for over 2,000 years.
Just give it one try. I'll try it, and then if it doesn't work, then I'll sign your contract. Please.
He was like, persuasion roll, please.
I love no one is actually going to stop me trying to put a vampire in the jar and walking out of here with the vampire in the jar.
I think that's the best outcome we could have from this.
Hey, at least I didn't try to eat him. I got a 2. Anybody want to help?
Nope.
They're your dice, aren't they?
Yours. Here, took them out.
Are you not capable of putting this vampire lord, in a jar?
No, she needs to persuade him to.
I need to persuade him to get into the jar.
Oh, you don't want me.
And I managed to persuade Wilhelm to do it. But then he decided to leave the jar because we forgot to close the jar.
And in my defence, I was doing it out of self-preservation, so the DC
you
was
have a
not
choice.
high in that regard.
Yeah, he would have a choice. We'd killed his whole friends and all his army. It was the
Well,
only way to survive.
In a way, this is kind of helping Strahd because he may get out without us having to fight anybody or sign any blood contracts.
Okay, I'll allow you to do it with advantage now that you've applied that logic.
I got a dirty 20!
Very well, very well. And he just sort of points and he points to you, and like very telekinetically out of your coat comes a test tube, which then sits perfectly erect on the plate. And so, when we are concluded here, I will try.
Okay, and you get then?
Nobody has signed.
I said, oh, we would try it first then I would sign, is what I said.
So I put the answer to anybody else. Would anybody else like to sign?
Well,
Who's
I
read
let-
it?
I was gonna say, I'm trying to read if there's any like small print that could catch us out, essentially. Because
Okay. Can I get a perception check from you?
ooh, perception. Oh, pressing all the wrong buttons apparently. Perception. Okay. $21.
Okay. So you do notice that there is a clause in there, which says Strahd may feed upon a signee at a time where he feels particularly diminished, and then does all sorts of like sub clauses, which one of them then says Strahd will not feed on you for pleasure.
Okay.
So basically, if he's feeling snackish, he'll bite you.
No, it's more a case of if he is wounded in battle and is literally on death's door, he will then feed on one of you to replenish himself.
Will he at least ask prior to this, or is it gonna be a surprise attack?
Of course I will. I am, of course, a gentleman.
Okay.
What if we all say no?
Then you'll say no. You will return back to the mortal realm, and I will find somebody else.
I mean to the bite thing. In the heat of the moment, we say no.
Fight.
You
Then,
bite anyway and break the clause?
then we will have a problem.
Would that thing
You would
count
have
as
a
us
problem.
breaking the
You'd be the
contract?
one
or him
nearly
breaking
dying.
the contract?
So Totem does raise a good point, but he doesn't seem to have any concern about it. So, but you can sort of tell he's sort of thinking of it. If you refuse to let him bite you, then that's you breaking the contract and not him.
Okay.
What if only one of us signs it? Not me, but someone else.
Then only one of you will be bound by the limitations that this contract places upon myself. Those who don't sign will not.
You said you're a man of your word,
And
and
I
I,
am.
as a proud dwarf, am that also. So I will not sign, but you do have my word that we'll have peace and an agreement for a time.
That's all I ask.
And then when
We'll have a
that
man-to-man
agreement
agreement, not a
passes,
blood contract.
yeah. And then when that time has passed, fair game.
Very well then, Stormlord, I accept. What of you, cleric? The contract just immediately zips in front of you.
I mean, you know what? Now that you pointed out, signing in blood a contract with a vampire lord, why can't we just have a verbal agreement? You trust us, right?
Oh, I
We
trust
trust
you.
you.
It's a question, do you trust that I trust you?
Yeah. I trust that you trust us. So
Remy, he's just saying anything to not have to cut himself for this contract. He's like, as a medical expert, it would be unsanitary.
As a medical expert, I don't want to hear that.
yeah,
He's like, I don't want to bleed everywhere. It's kind of not nice.
yeah.
Blood is meant to stay in my body, not on the pages of
Yeah.
random contracts with evil entities.
How about I have this quill? Do you have some ink?
He just holds up a vial of blood.
Okay, well, it's not my blood. Okay,
Isn't
okay,
it?
guys. I don't think so. Can I tell my own blood?
I technically
Medical
tasted your
expert.
blood, so I can taste
Does
it.
Ace have like blue blood? Have I
You
got
do-
blue blood?
You do technically have an expert on your blood in your group.
I do. Oh
I've
yeah.
tasted everyone's blood, haven't I? So technically I'd be able to tell if it's your blood.
Wait, when did you taste mine? Wait. I'm having a
Hold
whole
on.
fact check of myself suddenly.
When did you taste
It was
mine?
a session with the dead bodies, and there was no dead bodies, so we were testing the blood to find out what it was. And for some reason, someone told me to lick it to see if I could identify
yeah,
what
that's
it
it.
was based on its taste.
Yes, who did that?
I'm just
I
going to put
don't know.
Barracas.
A blood blank, if you will. Blood bank. Yeah. I mean, you only live once, right, guys?
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
you wish for it. Or, resurrection,
Let's lock it in. But I'm not gonna cut myself. I'll just dip my quill in this here vial. That
Are you going
bring
to
it
let
me
Torben
to
taste it first?
No. Yeah, you only live once, unless you have a wish or a resurrection spell.
Or your meat?
Yeah. There's always Frankie. Oh, Frank.
Yes, darling?
I'll.
Did you call?
No.
No. I specifically heard you say my name multiple times. I need this. I need this.
I have a question for you, Frank. I have a question.
Yes, darling.
Are you able to sign a contract with a vampire?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm bound by my own contractual obobligations,
So you
darling.
can you
I
both
am
sign
rest-
each other's contracts?
No, because I am restrained. I'm a one contract kind of gal.
Strahd, why don't you just become an alpha and then Frank is kind of like contractually obligated to give you a wish?
Because unfortunately, I am bound by that exact same problem. I am bound to Vecna. I have no way out of it save defeating Vecna.
So is Vecna a genie? Can't you just make 3 wishes and it'll go away?
No, he's a Dark Lord. You have genies, then you have me, then vampires currently stronger than me, then Vecna, and the genies are all the way sort of down here.
Hey,
That's-
Wilhelm, he just complimented you!
Frank,
He
he's
just
chatting
said all
shit
other
about you.
vampires are above him.
Yeah, he's chatting shit.
And then, like, below genies, like, and he's like reaching down to the floor, you have mortal kind.
Then why do you need
Yeah,
help
that
from
tracks.
mortal kind?
Because you are exceptions.
Aww.
I'm not trying to incite a fight between Strahd and Wilhelm.
Right, so are you signing?
Yes.
Okay, so you dip your quill into the blood vial and you sign, and Strahd lets out a
Wait, what was that? What was that? Why did you just laugh? Why did you just laugh when I signed? What was up with that?
No reason, the deed is done.
What? Okay.
Should have put a condition
That
like
sounds
mine.
like the
He has to do
nervous
something for you
laugh of
first.
regret.
Or you could have just let Torben taste it.
No, we're here now. I mean, whose blood? It might not even. Okay, I might have signed someone else up. Don't worry about it, I guess.
Technically, if Harry signed with someone else's blood, does that mean they signed up, or does that mean both of them signed up?
That is an interesting question. I'm glad you asked. What of you, Tiefling? Will you sign?
I'm surprised Barracas has his like already like
Frank,
smeared
somebody
his blood
who
all
knows
over
a
the
lot
paper.
about contracts, could you answer this question for us as a professional lawyer?
Hold on, let me get
If you all shut up and let
Yeah.
me think, let me say something. I probably will be able to put a couple of words together. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I am already bounded to a contract as well.
We're
and
talking
I'm-
contracts, we're not talking patronage. Not yet, anyway.
But is that not what you have with Vecna that therefore counts as a contract? Which is why you cannot apparently make a contract with him, pointing at wherever Frank disappeared to.
Well, should I be free of Vecna, I will be available to become a patron. And understand this, I have no quarrel with the Wild Hunt. They are not somebody that I would work against. However, I would work with them.
Okay. As I said before, I will help you out on your quest as long as you would help out. This is what we said, right? Right. So I am bound into my words, and Baraka starts signing the contract with his blood.
Okay, so do you prick and thumbprint, or do you take the quill from Revy?
I've got my own fancy pen, and I do my old fancy signature.
Just pull out your blood sword and say ping.
I'm just going to reach for my pocket. I have some vials of blood.
Okay, so McKelly, if you are going to do that, you can add a +1 to your modifiers.
Boy.
If you're going to use the blood sword to prick yourself.
Ooh.
It's any time it damages someone, right? It goes up by 1.
Mm-hmm.
But you can just sit there and just like poke yourself over and over and over, right?
I
Would
suppose
it just
your
go
health
up?
would go down
Big
correspondingly.
I
himself to
don't
make
think this is
himself
how
more
it
vulnerable.
works.
It's just a phase, Mom. Was never a phase.
And so you sign, and then and you, Goblin, will you sign?
No, fuck that. Goblin blood don't work like that.
How so?
It evaporates like petrol
I'm
in
going to
the air.
hold out
I
a
can't
vial
smell
of the
anything
blood
with
I
it.
just pulled out of my pocket. Do you want this one instead?
Time?
No, you're right. No, I can't. I can't read or write, so it's no good.
That's why I just need your thumbprint. I don't need your signature.
Funny, I don't actually have thumbs, and I'm going to hold up and try to hide my thumbs behind my hands.
How deceptive.
He's trying everything. He could just say no, but he's trying to come up with excuses.
Okay, so
No is a what's it? No is a whole sentence to itself.
yes.
There you go. I don't want a cup of tea. If anyone's seen that video, no.
Very well.
I have
then.
seen the video, yeah.
so-
I reference that like weekly.
At which point, one of the invisible servants comes over with a teapot and starts pouring you a cup of tea.
Oh, I
Well, he
said no.
said doesn't want a tea.
Nobody said no, but good to know that consent is not just listened to by you, Strahd. Even just your servants don't know what consent is. That's good to know. Let's sign a pact with this guy. Brilliant.
Okay, so Revy, what was it you were asking Frank about?
I have the same question as Otley, as as an expert in contract law.
What's his name?
Frank, what's Frank's take on this here contract that I've just signed up to? Hey.
I think it was if you sign the contract in someone else's blood, who is it signing up?
But in my legal tender, and I will also remind you, this is not a billable piece of advice. The contract in question is of the blood category, so therefore only a blood signature will remain. So unfortunately, whoever's blood this is now condemned to the contents of this contract.
Would it not need to abide by consent, as normal contracts would work? Meaning that if it was your blood, but it wasn't your consent, your blood, would that not make it null and void?
Unfortunately, consent with these sorts of contracts is not exactly required. A case could be made for fraud in the long term, but as this currently stands, as long as the individual in question is of sound mind and, for all other purposes, sane, then they have been condemned to this contract.
I was like, do you know what? You've sold me, and I'm going to look like I'm biting my own thumb, but I'm not, and I'm going to wipe the blood from my mouth that's Tordum's, and use that to sign it after hearing that.
So he's taking the vial of blood out of my hand.
No, he's taken the blood that's in his mouth from where he bit you and is signing with your blood.
Hey, he hasn't got it in the jar yet.
I thought everyone put their thumbprints on. I thought that was the deal.
I haven't. No, he's agreed to my condition of he's going to get in my jar, and I'm going to see if I can take him out of the barrier before I put my thumbprint on, and he agreed to that.
You don't know what I'm doing. I'm just putting my thumbprint down.
Let put your blood
I
in it,
can
so I
see
think
you
that he
doing
can
his
ignore it
little
now.
face. I even offered you a vial of blood. Look.
None of you know. Can I roll a sleight of hand? None of you know I've done this. I made it look like I was biting my own finger.
Yeah, sleight of hand, please.
Ooh, I can't guide myself. That's bait. I can't just fucking cast a spell. I was a 13.
Himself as he's doing it. Quick little suggestion with his hands.
It's really annoying that I'm offering a vial of blood. No one's actually asked me what this blood is.
16.
And I'm offering you a vial of blood to sign away with.
I signed.
Okay,
Yeah,
so-
I could have found the loophole, but no, you wouldn't take the blood. And
Okay.
Frank gave us the answer,
In any
and
other
I couldn't.
situation, why didn't you take my blood vial? It still sounds odd. I don't want it. Put it away.
We need this. We need that on a T-shirt. It's like, why didn't you take my blood vial?
Frank said the contract
Such a
obligation is to the person whose
disdain.
blood it is. Yes, I have 12 vials of blood in my bag.
Why?
More questions.
Because I stole them! I stole them off a bunch of werewolves!
Why? Hang on. So we're gonna have random werewolves now and a
They're
random
already dead.
contract with Strahd. Why do we have werewolf? Why is the medic not the one with the blood vials? This is baffling to me.
That's unsanitary.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will,
Thank you, medic.
I will also point out, for the purposes of last session, which I also forgot to mention, I have also put loot from the creatures into the beard, and Durr is actually walking around with some rot troll blood as well.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
nice.
So there you
And
go,
also-
we have actual vials of creatures' blood that you could be using instead. He doesn't know we had it.
Or do I?
You do now, because we're talking about it.
You just told him.
I withdraw my statement.
So, as far as he was concerned, I was giving you my blood. But technically, we could have contractually obligating him to a bunch of dead werewolves.
All we heard from you was, take my blood, take my blood.
That's true.
You've only just explained, we all signed it already.
Oh, I haven't. I just said
No, you're
no.
not.
Technically,
said
I'm the
no.
one who find it.
Fair. Oh yeah, you've done a
So
gentleman's
we
agreement
haven't
then.
learned from any previous sessions that Tordum doesn't necessarily explain, but generally has good ideas.
Well, he's the
I think
cleverest
everyone
of
should
the
start
group.
learning to trust the lizard. Can you get in the jar now, please?
If they stop trying to slap me, I might listen to them.
Not quite. One last. I'll give you one last chance, Ranger. Would you like to sign?
That for Onyx.
Onyx?
Joke.
Sorry about that. Mic was muted.
Will you sign?
Fuck it. C'est la vie. I'll just use my dagger and just prick my thumb and then do the little thumbprint.
Alright then.
I'm surprised you didn't ask. That means if you could take Boney Bob with you.
He's going to be with me at some point. That's just a must. I will find him either way.
Have no fear, my friend. I'm sure he'll find a way to be in your inventory somehow.
Wait.
Maybe
Wait,
he's-
what do you mean
maybe-
in my inventory?
Maybe Boney Bob is the form of your spiritual weapon when he's not chasing you around?
She doesn't have a spiritual weapon.
Oh, wait, does kind of float next to her and sulk.
Oh, what now?
The DM's doing something weird on profiles.
What?
He's just taking notes for our fucked ups.
It's fine. I have wishes. I'll be fine. Don't know about you guys.
I have wishes, most of it because I've been very good at persuading Frank to do stuff without charging me.
Well,
Yeah, so-
my plan, if all this goes south, I might actually be a client of Frank here, and have him help me resolve this matter.
Very well.
And then,
Here's,
of course,
very well. Here's my card. And from the bra that he has underneath his suit, he pulls out a calling card.
I thought I just had to say your name. I don't need a card.
Right, now, get in the jar. So I'm just gonna just run across the table and sit in front of. I want to sit there, right in front of him with the jar, and I'm just holding it out. Get in the jar.
Very well, very well. Rest assured, you will be returning. You will be returned to your
Get in the jar.
to your beds, and do not fear, I will be watching. And he puts a finger to the vial and into smoke, and just into the
Right, I'm
vial.
screwing a cap on. Yeah? And I'm going back, rooting back through my pockets. And I'm pulling out. Where is it? Where is it? I lost my inventory.
Just what you mean?
No, inventory. I am sticking to the lid before I screw it in, a lycanthrope tooth.
Okay.
So it's
What?
sealed with a lycanthrope tooth. And last time a vampire came across one of those, didn't like it, got really pissed off.
Yep.
He's stuck in the jar now.
Okay.
I call Strahd!
Hey?
What did you do?
And as
I stuffed it with a lycanthrope tooth and claws.
Ah.
and
Yeah,
as
I don't think I like that.
and as you are jumping up in the air, the whole world just seems to like fade away into smoke, and all of you wake up in the beds of your tent back on the beach, in Sepadas.
Now, do I have a jar of vampire in my pocket?
You do have a jar. The vampire is not in it.
Oh. But if I go back, will he reappear back in the jar if it's in my head?
At that point, you don't know.
Ha, but I didn't have to sign his contract.
And Durst is like, yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, because Dale signed it for you.
Yeah, clever. You got away with that one.
Yeah, you did great.
Well, I was
What is
hoping he
all-
might have got in before anyone signed, and then Ravi signed.
Yeah, I can't see any reason why this would be a bad thing.
I do, but you do you.
Okay, so Onyx, can you refresh your page, please?
No, what's
Okay.
missing or there?
Okay.
The suspense, guys. What's going on?
See, I tried to use the stuff in my inventory. It never works, so I don't bother.
And you now have an item in your inventory.
Hang on a minute. Let me refresh. I'm probably being awfully blind.
For some reason, I have a golden dining set with 6,000 gold in my inventory.
Yes.
Why do I have a dining set?
Oh
do.
my god, Bodhi Bob! Oh my god! It's a Pokeball! Yeah! I have Boney Bob with me all the time, so I'm happy now. I don't care if I die, I've got Boney Bob with me.
Okay, so you all wake up, and time seems to have passed relatively on a one-to-one scale. Like you were at this dinner for like say 2 hours. You seem to have had 2 hours of sleep as a result of this.
Very
Meh.
refreshing.
Okay,
Well-
so are you guys going to simply continue with your long rest, or do you want to discuss what has happened?
Are we all in separate tents? Like, how are we situated? If we all wake up together in the same
I
room,
think
then
we all
we
just went to sleep
Yeah,
in a
you're all-
random spot.
Yeah, you've all just sort of like acquired just a random tent, and you're just all in there.
If I wake up alone, I'll probably just go back to sleep. But if I wake up and catch eyes with someone, what the fuck was that?
Todd was gonna go really close to Dara and like stick her face up. I don't know. Why?
What? I don't know the fuck. Where the fuck were we? Was that even real?
Can I shove the vial of lycanthrope in his face?
Yes.
Go look. It didn't work.
Yeah, I didn't want your blood then. I don't want it now.
This is not the blood tube. This is the vampire tube. I'm gonna poke him with my pointy hand.
You'll go poke him with the staff of withering.
The pointy hand. I'm gonna poke him with the pointy hand.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know what's happening. What just happened?
She's backhanding you with her staff of withering.
Oh. to wake me up.
Was that a dream? That was quite strange.
No, that's pretty normal.
Apparently.
It's a thing.
I'm honestly still thinking on the outcome. we need to try to be a step ahead in case things go downhill.
Well, I tried to put him in a jar with the lycanthrope stuff that vampires
Something
normally
more
go poof with. It
realistic.
didn't work.
Legit. Something more realistic.
Well, I couldn't really think of anything sneaky at a dinner table.
Did it work?
Does it look like it worked? I don't want to show him the jar.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. A realistic plan.
I have a plan.
Do you want to go in the jar?
I can't fit in the jar. I'm a big boy.
We'll try. I'm going to find a barrel and just put it over Padman's head. See, you're in a jar. There you go. Be quiet.
Mm?
Barrel's great armor.
Really?
Yeah, it's the best.
I like armor.
Well, there you go. Barrel armor rocks.
Yay! I have 3/4 cover.
Probably
I
not
don't know why,
much.
it just reminded me of that one time on the news when a woman put a cat in a bin. Just putting a cat in the barrel. Just like, this is armor, stay in here.
You got fucking hounded for that, and rightly so, but yeah.
She went to prison.
It was good prison in the end. Good.
Yeah, yeah, they sent her to prison for like 2 years.
I'm surprised the cat didn't send her to prison. Cat escort her.
Okay, so is this... So are you guys going to discuss what's happened, or do you want to just finish your long rest?
Well, I said what I wanted to say. I'm happy to sleep.
I'm worried if we go back to sleep, he'll find us again.
Well, we did just sign a contract that it was saying that we wouldn't get any more dreams.
Right, I'm going to sleep and make sure that I didn't get signed up by Durr.
Okay, so is everyone else going to sleep?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so you all sort of like rest and nod off. Some of you don't necessarily sleep, but you do rest. Those of you who do sleep, you don't go back to Ravenloft.
Fair enough.
Cool.
At which point, Barracas,
My God.
can I get a perception check from you, please?
While I'm sleeping.
As you're waking up.
You didn't say that. Perception. Coming. Oh, 19.
Okay.
Can't believe
You're immediately woken to Padman jumping onto your bed in utter panic and going, quick, 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 hide these. He gives you 3 grenades and then runs off.
I stuffed them underneath the pillow.
And then Scott sort of pokes his head in and is like, you haven't seen an explosive cat running around, have you?
Oh. Huh?
Well said. At which point he just leaves. So if you want to add 3 grenades to your inventory.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Okay, so you guys sort of like just wake up and just do your general getting ready routine. But George comes over to you, Ravi, and once again asks for your sacred flames.
Sure, not an issue.
Okay, so as you guys eat, but you seem to be eating sort of like the bottom of the barrel level food. They don't really seem to have much to offer, and it's like old fish, that sort of thing. So you only get 3 temporary hit points from this, but still better than nothing.
Yeah.
Ooh, crap. Okay, so as you are sort of like eating this, Scott comes over to you guys again, and so what's your plan? Katie's brought us up to speed as to what you've done.
We done nothing Katie did as well. We didn't drop, right?
Right. I can't say I approve, but you've proven more times than not that you guys know how to take care of yourselves. Just be careful, alright?
Careful is my middle name.
Yes, I'm sure. So,
It's,
what's your plan now?
Well, we've got council to go to. We furnish our inventory. I guess we just. What we're gonna do after? We're just gonna go to the other region, or we're gonna go to collect the boat, the ship.
I think we were going to go to that forest, right?
Yeah, as well.
Well, the ship is currently sort of here. Kashan is effectively waiting for you guys to tell him when you're ready to leave, and then effectively sail off.
Ah, okay, so that both connected. What was the story of the forest again?
It was under attack by the people north of them.
Yeah, the Red
We're gonna
Paladins
go
are
help the Wood
attacking,
Elves.
and they're experiencing a sort of like darkness attack from inside.
There's that, and there was the place with the temple was like demon portals or something. I think we
Yes.
scryed on it, and it was like it could wait. Let's go help the other people first. I think that was the consensus.
Yeah. It can't wait. Fuck them. They're fine.
Out of character, it was sort of it's on the way. We should probably do it on the way.
Yeah.
But nah, let's go help. The other thing just sounds way more fun.
Yeah, the
demons
region
can
of the elves in the forest, right? That was our destination.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but we have to go to do the meeting first, and
Yeah, and then so assuming that you'll sort of like attend, everyone will agree to vote for you. It's a question of whether you want to stay and reap the benefits of that, or if you just want to head immediately off. Yeah, that's very much up to you guys. But Scott
What's
basically,
this?
we don't really
What's
know.
this reap the benefit thing?
Yeah, we don't really know what the benefits are.
yeah, as you sort of like go through your memory, you're trying to think like, why exactly are we doing this again? Nobody's actually given you an actual reason as to why you should be doing this, but it was sort of presented to you that this is sort of like a thing to do, and you guys have just sort of done it.
Well,
I've
it
been
was
saying
more,
that the whole time.
no, wait, but it was more like a thing of acknowledgement of the fact that we did it.
Yes.
And
Yeah, but
because
we've
we
already
are
done it.
Well, you end up there, you done it. So what's the point? Like, where were you now?
Odd place.
Alright
Thank you.
then, so the reason why I ask, but let's just say there are those amongst us who, when he sort of stands and turns away from you slightly and poses against a rock, some of us are born with action in our veins, and others are decidedly not. So the question that I ask, are you going to be doing the Red Drakengard quest that you've been carrying around with you?
Yeah, I thought we were doing all of them originally, but then people wanted to do the forest thing.
We had to get a majority.
The forest thing is away from the region. We have to move away.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to finish all the quests in here, I'm happy to do it. But the forest thing sounded very urgent. But don't mind, nothing ever happens if you skip a couple of quests in games and come back here after.
Well,
It must
we're
be
already
fun.
here. Why don't we do the last one, and then they're done, and we don't have to come back here for however long. And then we can do... I'm sure it won't take long, right? Like, he's going to kind of like look to this other guy. He seems to know about this.
Don't mind joining me discussing the fact I'd been like tried everyone.
Help these walls.
Hey, yeah, we're back.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome.
I think we're back.
Well, Discord is
We've been,
back anyway. Right.
You showed up.
Yeah. He thinks my people are uncivilized.
I didn't say that.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There was just Otley being playful, like joking around.
Is he actually making jokes?
Yeah.
Is he capable of making jokes?
I think he's normally. I know as it was shown when we were dealing with the Bards College, Otley is really serious to the point and like just wants to get on with the job. I don't know what you're talking about.
Empire Lord.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was a dream, wasn't it?
Did somebody
Oh,
say
yeah.
joke?
I'm not gonna lie. What? She's played the Strahd campaign. I have not. All I know is he's not to be messed with.
Did somebody say joke?
No, it was Duke, the car.
Oh, I thought you meant Duke, like with a D, like the political role. We were talking about civilization and stuff and politics. I thought that's what you meant.
Oh, so you do know what they are?
Yeah, I mean, I was kidding. I come from civilization. Just because I'm a dwarf and not in armor,
Potato.
I happen to come from a noble house myself, as it happens.
Sure you do, my little friend.
Is there
Otley's not gonna be visual, but he's really annoyed that he doesn't believe him.
So at that point, there's something of a commotion on the beach as a small rowboat basically comes to the shore, and a very smartly attired figure, dressed in the typical Viking gear, but not in war gear. This is very much sort of like a civilian or a politician, and everyone's sort of like jeering at him, so like, what are you doing here? This is a place for warriors, that sort of thing. And Courier just runs immediately over to Hirok, and they seem to they converse with each other, and then Hirok, even though that he's a dwarf, he's slightly taller than this guy, who's particularly short, and just sort of like looks over and gives a narrow-eyed look towards Otley, and then just sort of like gestures over to Otley, at which point the courier comes running over to you. Right, I've completely forgotten how to pronounce the rest of your name.
Donarin Barthune.
Yeah. So, Otley Donarin Barthune.
That's fine.
And then he immediately goes into NPC mode and goes, "I've been looking for you. I have a letter for you which I need to give to you straight away." And he just gives you like a giving motion. He doesn't actually give something to you, but he just like puts something in your inventory. And the one thing that you can immediately see from this, it's a rolled up letter, and it's then got a wax seal, which is of your house, your clan, as it were.
Okay.
You also notice that he has a sort of like he's got a sling that has a tube attached to it, and it's very clear that what he's that in this sheath is an item of great importance because it's physically tied to him, as opposed to he's just wearing it.
Otley is gonna kind of look at the seal for a moment, and he's gonna like step forward. He's gonna put a hand on the messenger guy's shoulder, give a nice firm grip so he knows he's not going anywhere, and then with his thumb he's gonna like peel the seal open and kind of shake the page so he can read what it says.
Okay, so the courier doesn't make any sort of like effort to argue this point. He does take a step back to sort of give you space, but it's clear he's not going anywhere, and that's of his volition as opposed to you telling him not to.
Yeah. He'll like let go, and then I get to actually read it.
We can all see it.
Yeah, I don't actually know how to just let Hayden read this without sending it to something outside of Roll20, but I wrote this before you told me the the names of it, so you can just sort of fill in the blanks and stuff. But this, immediately from reading this, you can see this from your uncle.
For purpose, I will not read the letter.
No, me either.
So Hayden, would you like to read this out, or are you just reading it to yourself?
He'll sort of read most of it to himself at first, just kind of skimming over it.
Before you say anything, is your surname really Buffoon?
Dornarian Barthoon is his last name, yeah.
Buffoon. Just sure.
Okay, so while he's reading this, while he's reading this, I put a number of the loot items into the beard. Yeah, following the battle with the demons and stuff. So the demons and the Murad's group. So with that, you have 2 swords of wounding. 10 black dragon scales, a bone claw, demon mist in a jar.
Demon mist. I'll give that to Tordum.
Hey!
Guess you now have your demon mist in a jar.
Yay! I have something in the jar.
A Yari bow. What the fuck is a Yari bow? Was that already in there?
Yeah, that was already in there. It's effectively a Japanese bow, like really overly massive, where you sort of shoot from like the lower half of it as opposed to in the center.
I know the ones.
4 Glaubreezu claws, 4 Glaubreezu horns.
Yeah, there's loads.
14 Vrock feathers and a Vrock vocal cord.
Yeah. Werewolf teeth already in there?
Yeah.
What's a rot troll glop?
Oh, and the rot troll glop, yeah.
What is that? What's a glop? Like a thing?
Yeah,
a glop or something?
whenever the rot trolls died, they just sort of melted into a glop on the floor.
Yeah. Why did I pick that up? It looks like I was fucking eating it, trying to scoop it into my beard and all. That's weird.
Just with your just with your hands, just like
yeah.
Trying to pick up porridge, just put it in your beard.
Or it's just like you work like the cords of the beard, and you're just like, here we are, and you just pull them, and the beard just becomes a vacuum and just sucks everything in.
My thought was like he brushed his beard on the ground like a mop and just soaked it up.
Or oddly just picked Durr off and just used him as a mop.
Just dragged him across the floor. Alright, I finished reading the letter.
Before we do that, I have a question about the blood swords.
Yep.
If I touch the blades until I bleed, will that carry as +1?
Yes, as long as you take at least 1 damage.
Can I decide how many damage can I get to myself?
You can basically, you can basically do, but in order for the swords. The sword does sort of pick up on what you're trying to do, so the first couple of times you get it for free, but then after that you need to sort of like persuade the sword to do what you want it to do, if that makes sense. And then that DC goes up and up and up depending on how many times you do it.
I like even more. Okay, so what does the letter says, my short friend?
Well, my uncle's dying. And my cousin's up to no good.
I'm afraid to correct you, sir, but unfortunately your uncle has passed. It was with his passing that I set off.
He says you have a clue?
Yes, I do. And with that, he pulls out a knife and cuts the cord on this sheath that's attached to him, and then presents it to you.
I'll accept it.
And whether or not you care or not, it's one of those knots in the belt that the only way for it to come undone would be to cut it. So,
Yeah.
so if somebody had sort of
Like
killed
tampered
this
with it,
courier and attempted to mislead you in that regard, then they would have had a broken sheath as opposed to very much in the same way the sort of wax seals
Yeah.
would. Okay, so in that regard, if you would like to, you unwrap it, and it seems to be a very simple-looking pick. It's basically held together with a gnarled tree branch, and then sort of put into the middle of it is effectively a diamond. It's a diamond that has been sort of stretched and worked out to become the pick of a war pick. So if you would like to... So, one moment.
You're gonna add something, I take it.
Yep, so... if you'd like to refresh your page, you now have the brutal pick in your inventory.
Okay. So this is gonna be used for something.
Can I get a history check from you to... so you can sort of figure out the significance of this?
Would this be, if it's something related to Dwarven history specifically, would it give them me advantage on the check, or just a flat roll?
Yeah, sure, I'll give you advantage.
You're so easily persuaded, Matt.
Because
Matt, get mine! Let me finish a sentence!
Put it this way, there's a lot of work has gone into this particular quest line, so if he gets a nat 1 on this, and therefore never takes his quest, I'll be...
Yeah, which funny you say that, because if I didn't have advantage, it was going to be a nat 1. I got a 17.
Okay.
I would have just not known anything.
So, you know Dwarven history particularly well, mainly because your father was something of an amateur historian, and while he ruled the realm that you control, I've forgotten what we called it, but he had an idea of uniting Dwarven kind underneath a single ruler, and he kept on telling you stories during your childhood of a great axe which would be able to assist to basically bestow rulership of the dwarves to that individual, the axe of the Dwarvish lords. And he would tell you the story about how the original axe of the Dwarven lords was destroyed in various different calamities. The story changes every time. And but he tells the story. He remembers telling you the story of how the axe of the Dwarven lords could be rebuilt, and the first item of which would need to be the brutal pick.
It looks like it's bigger than what you expected.
I always,
I like that.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
if,
I have no
if-
love
I
for
mean-
my uncle, but it seems like he's finally doing my father an honor. He's gonna tuck the pick into his belt,
Okay, and then in
and
terms
then the letter.
and then
as
in
well.
terms of the item itself, do you want to tell everybody what that does?
The pick.
Yeah.
It's first known pick able to mine adamantium, and it bypasses armor when making attacks. The user of the axe only has to roll against a 10 plus dexterity, so basically as if they're not wearing armor.
That's pretty cool.
Against all armors, including natural. It doesn't work on magical armor, but it is magical in terms of damage resistances. So it's not bad. That's pretty good.
Fucking holes in people, that is.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be angrily giving people a lobotomy. I'm not gonna lie. It has the property sap. I don't know what that does. I
Okay,
noticed
so
it, but
that's one of the
I think
2024 rules. So basically,
Yeah,
if
I was
you...
going to say, I think that's from it being a pick, isn't it? It's one of the new things.
Yeah, so various items have the capacity to do Baldur's Gate bonus actions to them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Like, the battle axe has topple and stuff. I think quarterstaffs too. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the extra little abilities.
yeah, that's basically all this is. If you guys want to engage with that, then feel free, but I'm not going to sort of force it on you.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'll look into it, but
Yeah, cool.
it's a pretty cool weapon. So yeah, it's basically, it's not like a +1 or anything, but it's it does kind of do better than that because it means I'm essentially rolling at just
Yeah, it's like
I mean,
minus
my-
7.
yeah. My AC is a 19, but if it was used on me, I'd only have to hit a 12 and it hits me. So this is pretty good.
Yeah.
And then if you were to use it against the Trask, then...
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
Firefighters-
technically it's not magical armor.
Same as like dragons in that, right? Dragons
Well, yeah,
AC 22.
If this black dragon doesn't pay up again, I'm putting holes in it.
Yeah.
with a 12 to hit, I think I'm good.
Alright,
That laugh, Matt, sounded like you hadn't thought it through.
I was laughing. But, we were talking earlier about when you accidentally give something really powerful to a player. Like, a little part of me is like, do I even want the Axe of Dwarfish Lords? Because this is pretty good. What if I dual wield them? There you go.
Or if you did like the Skyrim duplicate items cheat, quick saved, and then after giving it to somebody, then you just had 2 of them.
Yeah. I could just like, oh yeah, we get so many wishes. I'm just gonna be like, can I duplicate this please with the Skyrim glitch? And then I just have 2 of them.
What was that, darling? Did you want a wish?
No, not yet.
Are you sure, darling? I can't
Yeah, fairly certain.
persuade you.
Probably not. No.
Go away, Frank.
We'll probably have discussions later when this Strahd fella decides to probably mess us over. Mess us around. I'll have you help me fight a legal battle, and then I'll use my new axe to put a hole in his forehead.
Don't worry, darling. Don't worry, darling. If Strahd fails, I will quite happily mess you up too.
Thank you. Well, that's all for now.
So, at which point Clarissa comes over, sort of scoops Padwin up, and pulls a grenade out of his mouth.
Jesus.
As you do.
So, are you guys heading back to the city then?
Yeah, it's just a child with a grenade.
I'm
Yeah.
full.
We're gonna hop in some red dragon and then some voting ceremony. I think it is.
So
Then off to
Scott's-
the Wood Elves, right?
Then Scott's
Yeah.
like, oh, so you are helping the Red Dragon then? You're getting
Well,
very mixed
that-
messages.
We're just not with that attitude.
We'll do what we want, right?
Yeah.
Please, I'm
No,
bored out of my
no,
brains.
we
I need
won't.
to kill something. So yeah, in all seriousness, are you guys going to do the Red Dragon quest, or are you going to the city?
Yeah. What was the Red Dragon quest again? Let me have a look.
Kill chimeras and minotaurs.
Oh, come in. Yeah, let's go kill some stuff.
Yeah. I've got this new
Yeah.
weapon I want to test on a chimera.
Yeah. What are you gonna go for? The lion head, the goat head, or the snake tail? What would you go for?
Well, we don't know.
pick all three.
It can be anything. It doesn't have to be those, right?
No, I've never met one. I've only read about them in books. Joking, I can't read.
That's what I'm about to say.
I was going to say, I thought you told
That's why you
Strahd
can read.
I can't read. Nearly got me, didn't ya? Nearly caught myself.
Well, I bet it's one of your stories, right? Your barely civilized druid circle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we also get real fucking high when we do it, so it's not all that civilised.
Ooh, can I get high?
If you want, find yourself a druid circle and ask for a token of the peace path. You'll be fine.
No, you will not. So Chris is like, no, you will not get high. Oh, but I want to fly up in the sky.
Turn into a bird then.
Okay. At which point...
What is it going to turn into? Because it's not going to be a bird. It's going to be the weirdest bird anyone's ever seen.
Oh god, I thought it was going to be like I'm going to turn into a bird, and we all expect like a sparrow or a seagull, and he turns into like a
A
rock.
rock. Yeah, I was right there with you. It's going to be a
Gargantuan
rock.
dragon-sized thing, and just yeah.
There you go, a manticore. The manticore suits it, to be fair, because it can still look like a little fucking tiger.
Ah.
Oh god, it's hideous.
I'm glad, yeah. At least it didn't turn into like some chimera, because I would have been like, oh, that's what we're meant to fight, and then smack it with the pickaxe.
Practice round.
Done.
Practice. I'm not about to kill the magical cat thing.
Oh no, run away. At which point he turns into...
Into a rock. Yeah, I thought so. Off he flies.
So Scott, looking really dejected, sort of turns around and says, "Guys, we can't go fight chimeras. They're going to do it instead." He says, "Collective."
You can come with us. No one's telling you not to.
No, it's not the same.
That's insane. Oh, we're not good enough for you, are we?
No, I don't think the DM has quite calculated us being in the battle and messing up the action economy as well. Alright,
Yeah,
so
I mean, as an ex-masonry guy myself, I can tell you as a specialist that it sounded like there was a fourth wall somewhere being broken.
did I upload Deadpool Frank? Bear with me.
Yeah, I was in Deadpool Frank.
No, it doesn't look like it did, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just throwing in a random Frank here. Have co-lead guy Frank.
Kool-Aid Frank. Nice.
Okay, so with that, are you guys now heading off?
With pleasure.
Yeah.
Alright then. Okay, so unfortunately you've got something of a journey ahead of you, unless of course you want to take the ship, in which case but you can basically go along the shore to the location of the quest.
Where are we going to? Dracomess.
Yeah. So unfortunately my image has become incredibly pixelated because I think my internet signal is really low, but it's basically down here.
Well, it makes sense to go with the boat, with the ship. Then after we just go to Minas Abides and come back here, instead of to go up and north again.
Yeah.
Alright then, so you let Kashar know, he lets the crew know, and after a bit of to and froing, because Kashar isn't exactly a brilliant sea captain, you eventually managed to convince the crew to head off. And you've actually just spend the next sort of 2 hours just sailing around to here. But once you get to this point here, you realise that the cliffs of the island are starting to rear up. So he basically drops you off effectively here, and you then have to walk the rest of the way.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
A lift's a lift.
Yeah.
Well,
Appreciate it.
thank you, my old friend. I guess I shall see you very soon.
You can see how long ago this was because all the old tokens are still on the map. Bear with me. Okay, so you come to what is effectively a lighthouse town. This entire town is built around a single temple, which has effectively a single tower that comes out of it, that then, even during the day, shines a very definitive light on the sea around it. And
It's quite a nice little village.
the church is at the top of this hill here, with the tower stretching quite high into the sky. Even from here you can see it.
Is this where we're meant to go then, or where's the Chimera? Do we know where it is from here?
Probably we can ask around town.
Yeah. See if anyone's seen a giant mutant creature. I'm sure they have. It's not something you go to miss, is it?
Okay, so you just like heading to like, the local tavern or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. A tavern, a board, a notice board, a wanted poster.
Are there any exclamation marks we can see around town?
Okay, so as you sort of step into the sort of village aspect of the town, you can hear two people apparently arguing, and you turn around and you can see what appears to be a bartender who is standing outside the tavern, and then just a random guy who is sort of standing on the opposite side of the road to him, and he's like, "Hey, I've got quests now. Take a look. And guess what? I think my exclamation point is bigger than yours." And the other guy's just like, "I literally do not care. In fact, no. Abandon quest." And his exclamation point just disappears. He's like, I'm free! And he runs.
I'm guessing he didn't want our help.
Okay, so you guys are sort of in this sort of area now, as the bartender outside of the bar with the remaining exclamation point turns to you and is like, welcome adventurers, welcome to Dracamasse.
Hello.
Thank you. Finally, someone there. Civilized.
Civilized, you say? Yes, we are very civilized here.
Image of. Did you, I don't know, by any chance, have you having a good day so far? Nothing weird, nothing strange?
No, nothing particularly strange in this land of dragons and dungeons that we live in. Everything's perfectly normal.
Yeah, that tracks.
Is he lying?
Can I get an insight check from you, please?
Insight for sarcasm?
Sarcasm. Oh, it's an 18.
Okay. But you can see that he's not particularly lying. But there is stuff out of the ordinary, sort of, that he's actively thinking about, but he doesn't necessarily think it's so out of the ordinary that it's worth mentioning.
Can I touch the question mark floating above his head?
Hey, I didn't consent for you to touch my dong.
Sorry?
My dong.
Skip dialogue.
And he hits
Skip
the
dialogue.
and he hits the,
Dialogue.
the question mark, and he goes dong.
Dialogue. Exit quest. Let's go. Come on, guys. We've got to go. I don't know what we're doing. I didn't read any of that.
Skip. Fuck.
Yeah.
Just follow the dots in the map.
Somebody got a piece of paper? Is there is there now like a new thing with a box in it telling us where to go? Somebody.
Find the children. What children?
Yeah. I have no idea what the law is. All I know is I got to go to a place and do a thing.
And at which point the guy says, "Yes, adventurer, over there. Look for the big red dragon."
Makes sense.
Sounds good enough to me. We said red dragon. I feel like we're on the right path. I don't know what we're doing. I mean, this guy didn't tell us any information. I feel like it's all his fault.
Yes, adventurer, I apologize. Skip.
Skip dialogue. Yeah, sorry, man. I'm not interested.
Okay, so you go to the place that the mini-map arrow basically points to, and you effectively journey out into a wide open space of the area, and the first thing you can see is that despite the carnage that has erupted here, But this does actually seem like quite a nice place. The first thing that sort of attracts your attention is the red dragon, which is sitting by this lake here, and it's basically drinking from the lake. And then, as it seems to swallow some of it, and then takes the sort of what's left in its mouth and effectively pours it on itself. And you can see there's got 3 great gashes in its side.
What, in the side of its body?
On the side of its body, yeah.
Oh.
Look like you need a doctor, Mr. Dragon. We have one with us, as it happens.
So, like,
Steps forward.
Remy, are you experienced with dragon doctoring? I don't know if you were covered by that in medical school.
God. I don't
No
think
good
it's
with.
gonna go well.
Well.
No, they're not similar to dragonborns, right? I mean, dragonborns are kind of similar to humans, so basically dragons are exactly like humans. That's my logic.
Yeah. I mean, we can try a few things.
Stick your finger in its mouth. That one always works.
That is the plan. Should we? How close? He's out. He's out of range. Can't hear that. Dragons are notoriously known for having poor hearing.
Yes, we are.
Right.
Stand back, civilians. You're interfering in Red Drakengard's business. And you can see that he's going to try and stand up, but then immediately sort of flops to one side, and you can see like his front paw is actually quite mangled, so it's unable to support his weight.
Poor thing. You need some help. I think. Let me diagnose your condition. We're friends of the Red Dragon Guard. Honest.
Are you?
Yeah.
We're friends of many Dragon Guard. In fact, yeah. Many Dragon Guard. Leave it there. Not mention the Black Dragon.
Indeed. So, and he stretches out, so you can see just generally from like his condition, this dragon has been through a very tough time. He's got injuries all over, and then as he turns his head to one side, you can see one of his eyes has actually been clawed out.
Oh,
shit.
Oh, bless him.
Doe's gonna look around, because whatever's fucked up a red dragon, is it around here?
Yeah.
Maybe like signs of fighting here in this area or all.
Okay, can I get a perception check from all of you?
Oh, natural 18! Rolling well tonight. Perception plus 10.
I've got a 19. Hey.
Hey, 25, baby. Okay,
Oh, damn.
20.
Okay, so the first thing you're sort of noticing is that in front of the red dragon are a number of bodies. I'll just put these 3 on for brevity's sake, and they're all sort of semi-buried, but you can see from all of their armor that they were in fact members of the Red Drakengard.
Did you bury your friends?
I was trying to, yes.
Can we help finish burying his friends? They're not preferred to be cremated?
Unfortunately, they're somewhat fireproof. and he coughs quite quite violently.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to finish burying the bodies for him.
Yeah, I can help with mould earth. Try and dig the graves a bit deeper.
So is I'm just like letting there sort of like thick in dirt, and then dirt just comes out, mould earth, and just buries them in one lump.
Oh no, it doesn't do that much. It just loosens the earth around it. It's not anything clever. Just makes it easier. Still got to do the work.
Yep. So as you're sort of observing sort of the area, you can see basically dotted all around are the bodies of manticores and chimeras just all over the place. I'll then remove them so that you've got freedom of movement and stuff like that. But this place is a literal battlefield of dragons versus manticores and chimeras, where the only thing that seems to be alive, by you guys now that you've arrived, is the red dragon.
Oh, fuck. Are we here too late? Sorry, we came to help you.
Can I pat the dragon and go cure wounds?
So, Alright, so quite a few things happened at the same time. So, he'll put, given that you spoke first, he says, you are not too late, but I have been without reinforcements for several days now, and the migrations, I fear, are getting worse.
Migrate? What? These things are migrating, what, over to here or from here or what? Are there going to be more coming?
This is part of a yearly migration. Chimeras and manticores from the mountain over yonder, and he sort of points. And from here you have basically a perfect view of the mountainous regions of Motti Heston, with the great mountain itself breaking the cloud line, and even from here you can see the outlines of flying creatures that are getting closer and closer.
What do they do when they get here?
With
Are they...
the season, the manticores and the chimeras, they come here for their mating season, bury their eggs and whatnot. It's our job to ensure they don't destroy the local populace, but with the war on the undead, my resources were limited.
Well, it's your lucky day. Your resources just replenished.
Okay. So what level are you doing cure wounds at?
I can only do it, I think, at this level.
Okay.
Because it's artificer ability. So I can only use it once for the day. Yeah.
I'll turn around to the rest of the group while she's curing and be like, I mean, if someone disturbed me while I was
11.
in my mating ritual, I'd probably want to fight him as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree with that.
But also, they can't just be eating people either. That's not fair.
True. Yeah.
What if we just watch them fuck? Is that weird?
It's a bit weird. Yeah.
What the
I
fuck?
probably wouldn't like. I probably wouldn't like that either, to be honest.
I'm just gonna shuffle away from that conversation.
Well,
Just
I'm
hotly-
healing a dragon, so I'm not
weirdest
listening.
conversation. I'm just going to carry on the conversation with the goblin about whether it is or isn't okay to watch people do that.
Well, I mean, look, is it wildlife watching or is it pervy? Which one is it?
Well, I mean,
No, indeed. Hold on. I have a question. This is important. If they are coming here to mate and, they have to feed onto something, this is the course of nature. Well, why are we intercursing with the course of nature? And as a druid, this is something that you should think about it.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. I'd be annoyed if I was in a mating ritual and people came. But they can't just be eating people. But
well, hang on,
that's what I'm saying.
I thought that was meant to happen during a mating ritual. Or where are you from? Do you not make people do that? Where I'm from, you pride yourself on making others do that.
And
Maybe I'm
again,
mistaken.
civilization.
And culture.
I think it's all right as long as you don't take pictures.
Okay.
Some people have no taste in decorum, do they, darling?
Oh god, absolutely not.
I mean, darling, I hate to say this, but your team seems to have the most bizarre tastes. They allow themselves to get tongued by dragons. They lick blood. They do all sorts of things, and now they're talking about mating with the wildlife.
I heard that. I'm just gonna shut up.
We will do everything
I'm healing
except
the
for
dragon
getting
now.
fingered by you.
Yeah.
Why am I the only one helping the dragon if there's a big horde of things coming to kill us?
So
They're not coming to kill us. They're coming here to mate. We just happen to be here waiting to kill them. That's the thing.
So the dragon seems.
Have you never thought the dragon is the natural predator of these things and it's the natural life cycle,
Is it? I'll ask him. Is it natural? Is this what happens each year? You come here, you feast on the manticore, and that's how you sustain yourself, Master Dragon? Is that how that works?
Partly, but my interest is defending the lives of the people in nearby villages and the wild and the livestock of the land.
So these manticores, when they come here to mate and stuff, they come here for that purpose, but while they're here, they're a threat and they cause harm?
Yes.
Well, and I suppose it's a case of it's a natural thing, but, they're a threat, they gotta go.
Yeah. What if we just tell no one to come up here and just sit in the village, and if any come to the village, then that's their own fucking fault, and we'll murder them then?
Well, that is a possibility, but if that is what we end up doing, then lives will be put at risk. It's easier to face them here where there's nobody around. There's collateral damage.
Pretty minority report, if you ask me, mate.
I wasn't.
No. Fair. It is minority report, isn't it, where they do the capture for crimes before they do them.
Yeah.
Oh, well, and I'll look over, and I'm like, well, we ain't got really long to decide, and I'll look, and they still, like, flying towards us.
They're not necessarily, like, flying towards you, like, we see you, we're coming to get you, they're more just sort of, like, meandering in your general direction. So,
Well,
you do sort of guess that you do have time, but there's not a lot of it.
So basically,
I think
Matt
with
is
all of the
saying-
big ones, they're not gonna like us here, and they might blame us for killing the other ones when they see us here.
Yeah, that's a good point. What are you going to say, Barracas?
that Matt's saying that to prepare ourselves for the fight.
Yeah.
I was already thinking something completely more kind of like chaotic instead of just fighting. I cannot communicate with those beasts. I have no clue if they are capable of understanding us.
Yeah.
But we can convince him to go elsewhere.
Would we know if these chimera are beasts or if they're like a monstrosity and things like that? Like, would we know that?
Okay, so first off, yes, you would. But chimeras, manticores, these are very known sort of monsters. While I don't sort of like conform to the definitions in D&D of like things are monstrosities and other things are creatures, like that's not really something that I really follow particularly strictly. In this particular case, but chimeras and manticores are sort of like they are natural, but they're sort of like the T-Rexes of nature. They are natural, but they're going to kill you if you get too close to them.
So would Otley know if his speak with animals would work?
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
Basically, my speak with animals basically allows you to communicate with anything that is alive. If it's not humanoid, then it will speak with animals will cover it. It's just a case of whether or not a monster would bother talking to you or not.
That's fair. He'll prepare that anyway, so like when they land, if he does speak, they'll understand him.
Are you able to transform in one of those?
I don't know. If it gets a bit closer, it all depends. Sometimes their bodies are a bit too complex for me to copy. But I don't know. Out of game, Matt. I mean, it's normally beasts, but I've got quite a few that aren't beasts in my wild shape.
That's my point. It'll come down to the difficulty rating.
Okay, yeah.
So Chimera is challenge rating 6, so I don't know if that's something you can transform into.
No, that's pretty OP. Just give me that on a do every short rest.
And then the Manticore.
The Manticore's quite low, I think. 3 maybe, I want to guess. Maybe even lower.
Come on. No, 3. So if you're able to transform into a challenge rating 3 creature, then yes, you could turn into a Manticore.
I mean, I think. Yeah, let me read it. What is it? It's like half my spell level rounded down, I think. I'll have to read it. Carry on.
Yeah, because the problem with you is that your wild shape then follows its own rule, and then separately to that, it then gives you another rule. Cell conformity. You can transform into a beast with CR as high as 4. So yes, if you saw a Manticore, you would be able to transform into it. But technically, you have seen a Manticore because you've seen Pattern transform into one.
Yeah, so
and there's dead ones here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dead ones everywhere.
Well, because I was thinking maybe if you can transform in one of them, and we let them out and we lead them to go elsewhere instead of here with your support, if you are into it.
So did you say with your support?
if he's into it, if he wants to do it.
What if I turn into him and try and have a chat with him?
Yeah, and of course we back you up. I back you up. We
What?
can back.
What if, and I'm just thinking outside the box here, what if one of them tries to have its way with me?
This is bringing back so many bad memories of a unicorn encounter that we had in our first game. It's exactly the same. I don't know if this is like me giving the exact same scenario again, but
Pretty much, yeah, they put themselves in the same situation as the unicorn.
yeah.
This is where I was
even the same
going. Why don't you
type of
turn into a
character
sexy
as well.
manticore?
What? I mean, I definitely could. I can definitely sex it up if I want to. I just don't know if I should.
I mean, to be fair, a minute ago we were talking about if it's okay to watch, and now I feel like we're on the borderline of actively participating.
This playing God.
And Onyx takes another step away.
Just satisfies all of them in a short amount of time. Will they
We're gonna
leave?
sit and chill with the dragon. I'm gonna pull out a bottle of wine and offer a glass of wine to Onyx. It's like, I think we need this.
Yes, we do. I'm here to
I'll
help
offer the
heal
bottle
the
to
dragon if I
offer
can
a
too.
glass of the dragon.
Okay, so the question is, are you drinking the dragon wine or just normal wine?
It's normal wine. I've got normal wine. in
Oh,
my
the
inventory.
dragon wine.
I mean, it's a perfect occasion for it.
Yeah, Durr is maybe about to end up sleeping with, or being
Being gang banged by
In the
mascots.
inventory,
He's
I've got
about to have a
normal
train
wine.
run on him.
I've got high
No. He's gonna turn it the other way. Instead of being like a sexy female, he's gonna turn like Moto, from Madagascar.
Oh
Like a
no!
big sexy hippo man. He's gonna be like a big sexy manticore geezer with a big pot belly.
Oh my god.
So at which point, the two of you are sort of like dining on wine now, and the dragon sort of reaches under its wing and pulls out a cigar.
Where's Frank when you need him?
Oh no!
I'm here,
I mean, there's
darling.
one
What do
there.
you need?
Frank, over there, the ladies are having wine, and some geezer has a cigar.
Yes.
Apparently, you're needed.
No!
Also,
We did not
Also-
ask
Stay
for
with you.
Frank. We are
also, it's about to
deciding
maybe
we are
have
not
sex with a
listening to
bunch
you.
of manticores. I don't know if you want to witness this, but it's going to be really weird.
Well, weird is my forte, darling. Just let me know how many of me you need.
No.
There you go. Maybe,
There's many
maybe
you can
you
carry.
can help. There could be a whole bunch of you.
Oh my god.
Giving out free back rubs.
That's what you call it in goblin language. You do you.
Back rubs with that candy.
Yeah, so this is just bringing back an exact same situation. I sent my first party to go deal with some unicorns that had gone and killed like the studs of a horse ranch, and there were two druids in the group. One was a shape-shifting druid, another one was a magic druid, and the shape-shifting one was permanently high. He just didn't pay attention to anything at all, so he just smiled and nodded to literally every plan that was presented, and they worked out that they could paint. He could transform into a rhino, so they go to transform into a rhino, and then they painted him pink to be a unicorn, and sent him into the enclosure with the mindset of the unicorns would then be attracted to the big muscly unicorn and try to sleep with him. At which point the druid then realised what was going on and tried to back out of it.
No, you didn't tell him that they thought that he could become the leader of the herd and lead them away. What you didn't tell them was that they were
not-
male and he was a female one or whatever.
Yeah. They neglected to look into any aspect of unicorn anatomy. So the pretty pink ones are the females, and the pure white ones were the males.
Right, so what are we doing? Durr says nervously.
I think they're talking seriously now, adventurers.
Well, I guess I have my first wish to. I'm gonna wish for a massive bottle of lube. Or the.
No lube needed.
Oh my god!
And you just said they were talking
Oh,
serious.
Jesus Christ.
If you say so.
I withdraw
I'm
that
fighting
statement.
back dirty things to say, and I'm not going to say them.
Have we got any spells that would deter a bunch of animals to go elsewhere?
I've got. Dad has got create water. You know my water is awful, Lube.
The silence is met by
It's just,
I was thinking something else.
my brain heard the word lube, and then I thought to another session I was in recently where we found something that was just simply called elf pudding in a goblin camp. We had it could in theory be blended elves. We don't know, but my Leonin decided it looks greasy. It is very clearly beard oil, and uses it regularly. And as a running joke, and somebody pointed out maybe it's lube. And so the comment of lube made me think, it's elf pudding. If only I had elf pudding to give him.
Alright.
Well,
So,
it is
how are
my
we gonna approach it?
well, it is my duty to hold this position in the name of my Dragon Lord, and I will hold this position until I die.
Well, that shouldn't be any
It's gonna be
time
soon.
So your healing has given him enough mobility that he can sort of limp on his mangled leg, but he is still very sort of bloodied.
Maybe you should get some more help that's not from a wizard, because wizards aren't really great at healing. Sorry.
Yeah. You'll do more good if you're properly healed.
I will not abandon my duty.
You can come back when you're healed. I'm pretty sure a healer would heal you right up in minutes.
The enemy is literally over there.
So, I guess you're probably going to need us to help you, or probably just kill them for you, I guess, while you're there.
I will help. I've managed to recharge my fire breath for one final bout, and I still have my various multi-attacks, and I'm very frightening.
Can I top him up at all with healing by any chance?
And so that's what I've topped him up as well. I've topped him up extra heals. Well, I can't give any more heals.
Depends. Does anybody else want to heal the dragon? Or just want
You're
to
not
talk
going to
about
make the
Master
healer
Frank?
heal the dragon, are you?
I've already cast
you don't
healing
have
on the
to.
dragon, but I can't heal him all the way. I'm not that strong a healer. I'm
Yeah.
not a blowing things up person.
Okay, well, I'm quite... As it happens, I have a...
Or I
do
can
large-
feed him a
large
demon
healing.
in a jar and see if that makes him better.
Why don't you put him in the jar?
Do you want to go in a jar?
No.
There you go.
No.
The jar?
The vampire didn't want to go in the jar either.
Hey, I persuaded the vampire to get into a jar more than anyone else did. And I told the other demons to F off, and they did. And I managed to get another vampire in a jar. Well, I had 4 vampires in a jar, thank you very much. I'm very persuasive to vampires in a jar.
By the way, we're back.
Right, so what are our options
God.
then? We fight them, we
Right.
frighten them,
Yeah,
or we
so
fuck
you-
them.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I feel like only you are doing the last one of those options. I'm sorry.
yes, it's the 4F plan: the fight, the flee, the frighten, the fuck.
The
Off-
4F.
or go for a 5th option and just Frank.
Well, Frank, okay.
That's like the penultimate if nothing at all works.
You just throw Franks out the window.
Yeah.
These things flying in, how far away are they?
Yeah.
It's getting to the point that you can now put. So instead of them just being sort of like flying blobs, you can actually see them as creatures. You guess you probably have about a minute or so before they sort of enter
Okay.
this particular
How
area.
high are they flying in
So
flight?
my thought is, with my second totem thing, I've got the eagle one, so I can see a mile away as if it's like 100 foot away. Like I can see that kind of detail.
Yep.
So can I see anything specific about them?
This first sort of wave, and you can see that they're not necessarily approaching you in sort of like a uniform line, but they are coming at different speeds. So the people,
It's just like a flock.
yeah, the ones that are going to get here first are majoritively manticores. Then it's chimeras. Then it's like a mix of them, and then like there's quite a few. This line does go back quite far back, so you are going to be in for
Okay.
quite a big fight.
Yeah, so it sounds like a big fight. Alright, well, they're going to be here in like a minute, so I don't think we have enough time to run away, so that's at least one of the F's done.
Yeah, right. We're fucking them. Let's go.
I mean, there's probably too many for you, I would
No.
say, There looks like quite a lot. I don't think one goblin has that kind of stamina.
I think we can either scare them away or try and persuade them away.
Well, this is what I was getting to.
Yeah?
Okay, so it's either frightened, flirt, fight.
What are you saying, Barricade?
Is that
Yeah,
just
this is
flirting
what I
to it
wanted
now?
to do.
Go on.
Wouldn't that be friend though? Not flirt.
Friend, yeah. Yeah, friend. What did you say, Barricas? What was your option?
To send them away, to convince them to go elsewhere, or to, I don't know, persuade them, get the fuck out, or they're all gonna die. Well, that's the
Right,
truth.
you want to do the talking?
I can do the talking if they
Yeah.
understand me.
I'll cast Enhance Ability on you and give you the Cunning one. The Fox's... No, not the Cunning one. The Eagle
There's
Splendor. Yeah, you get Eagle Splendor. So you get advantage on all Charisma checks.
Don't
That's
do
a good
that.
idea.
I already have advantage on charisma check.
What, every Charisma check?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Why?
He's a charisma build with a charisma of 21.
Yeah, I don't know why. How does he have advantage on it all? Have it anyway, even if you don't. I'll cast it. I didn't know that.
He wants to feel useful, just say yes to her. Thank you very much.
Yeah. You just start to sparkle like the Twilight vampires.
Even more than before.
Yeah.
At which point, you just hear Magic Mike music just coming out of somewhere as he decides starts walking in slow motion towards the manticores.
So Durr's original plan was he was going to try and look super sexy man Chimera, and now we've just made Barricas just look super sexy man, but not
Yeah.
as a Chimera.
Yeah. He's still Tiefling though. He's still devil-like.
Yeah,
He's that.
he's
Tell
a
him you
handsome
fucking-
devil.
Yeah, he's a handsome devil. Tell him your devil daddy will kill him all unless you do as he says. They don't fucking know, do they?
Please use those exact words. If you don't leave, my devil daddy will kill you.
I do not have a thing. Oh, well, I can lie, right?
You can lie, exactly. Fucking lie.
At this point, the dragon just sort of leans down to you and it's like, is there anybody else that you could bring to this fight? Literally anybody else.
It's fine. We got this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I mean, I more or less like suplexed this other dragon, so I think we'll be fine. Oh, it wasn't personal. I'm not going to do it to you or nothing. Like, you don't have to worry or anything.
I should hope not.
Yeah, I'm
No,
not
we-
allowing you to suplex this dragon. I'm trying to
No,
patch him up.
I
I'm not
only,
letting
I
him
only
take
do
my-
that
Try and patch him
to.
up
I only
there,
do
and
that
you
to
guys
like
just,
healthy
threatening
dragons. This
to
one's
punch
too
his
injured for me to
dragon.
do
Go
that.
punch something else. Go what your axe out over there.
Okay, so Onyx, were you trying to heal the dragon as well?
Yes, please.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
You know, it's all the guys are being like, the dragon's here, so they're all like, oh, let's do the little macho plans, and then we're like, heal the dragon.
I'll give the dragon a little heal as well. How about that?
Aw.
You are slightly more on the sensitive type, Rebby.
I would help, but I don't have any healing.
I
can't.
can just sort of picture this, and it's like all of the guys are like, "Oh, that's a dragon," and then the two women are like, "Oh, look at the dragon, he's so cute, he's hurt."
Yeah. That's the vibe I'm getting.
His paws hurt.
Yeah, I can't. He's limping. Poor guy.
Can I just not call the green dragon down?
You can try. I've just found I have a really cool spell called Mirage something, where I can make like the whole area look, smell, and be different. I could have turned this whole place into like a wasteland where they wouldn't want to come. But
I'm gonna put sneaky
Where
cloud on it.
they
and smell, so
literally
they don't
wouldn't want to come.
in.
Yeah, just make it look like a different place, and when they get here, they're like, "Damn, I swear it was around here somewhere," and they just fly off. Looking, they're like, "We must have gotten lost along the way."
Well, and then they fly directly to the village, and
Yeah. All the
Put
village
sneaky
dies.
cloud in the village so it smells, and they won't want to be there.
They're like, "Oh, this is gross. We must be lost." But you know what? There's this place around the corner. It's full of food. Let's go eat the people. We just condemn them to death.
Okay, Onyx. So how much do you heal the dragon?
I'm gonna use up 2 of my spell slots. I can only do it 3rd level, so it's not gonna be amazing. But 33
Well,
is
it's
what
better
I've
than
got.
me. I only got 11. 'Cause I
Hey,
only
that's something. Anything is better than nothing.
I could only do it at level 1, so.
Oh, but yeah, that's really good then for level 1.
I got a good roll.
Hey.
So sorry, how much health?
33.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, so as you do this, put the big sort of triple gash and dragon's side then immediately sort of heals up, and you can see that he's now no longer considered bloodied. So you brought him back up to but over half health.
Nice.
Okay. I'll give him a healing hands, which is another 13.
Woo.
And can I do another?
Just one more, yeah.
I'll give him a 4th level heal. I'll give him a 4th level healing word. For
Damn.
19.
Alright. 19.
He's juiced up.
19.
Whoa.
How much was the total?
What?
Add 19.
Add 19 to that, sorry. 176.
So the dragon then sort of like stands up and on his hind legs and literally stretches, and his wings come out, pretty much blocking out the sun. And you can see that this is one of the larger sizes of dragons. So he's not. It's kind of hard for you to tell how old dragons are, but from the size of him, you can sort of tell that he's bordering the. He's on the border between being an adult and an ancient red dragon. And so, as he stretches, you can hear all of the bones in his body like grating together, like cracking with like sound of thunderbolts and things like that. And then he comes back down with a loud boom. And says, "Thank you, adventurers. I am ready now."
You big.
Gonna punch you in the nose. There. It's all good.
And as for you two, he glares down at the two of you, there in front of him.
What did we do?
You gave me mercy. You gave me kindness. And unfortunately for you, that means I owe you a debt.
Yay?
At which point he's... At which point he,
I'm like, is this a good thing?
At which point he's going to effectively make a snap at you, Onyx.
Hey, don't bite people. That's not nice.
Really? So yeah, Onyx, he's going to basically make a snap at you.
Could you really see me biting your head off, Onyx? I'm not big enough. I'm barely to your knee.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to, repay a debt. Last time I checked, that's not how you usually do it.
If it makes you feel better, the other one tongued us.
The question is, are you going to let him do it?
Depends what he's giving us.
I was gonna say, is there any insight or history or something that I could try and read from it?
I'll allow you one with disadvantage because this is literally happening right in your face.
Yeah, that's sure. Okay.
Is it a similar thing to what happened with the black dragon?
Yeah, you can insight without disadvantage because it's not necessarily happening to you.
Throw insight.
Okay.
Have we got time to plan out what we're doing, or are they right on us to have an idea?
Basically, from this
Well,
point onwards, you'll then be in your planning phase. Yes.
Okay.
Go 19.
Are we still in grasslands, technically, or somewhere?
Yes, you are still in grasslands.
When we try to cut them out.
Well, what my idea would be, if we get him to stand over there somewhere and lure them all to him, we can pass without a trace and hide, and then when they all attack him, we can firestorm, because he's immune to fire, and just fuck up everything in the area.
I don't think he
surrounds
really
him.
wants us to trash the place, which is saying something.
Oh,
from
fucking
me.
pick a lane, kill him or don't kill him.
Okay, so going back to Onyx, what did you get?
28.
Okay, but he is snapping at you, but none of his teeth are bared. He's not there's no glow of fire or anything like that. He's literally just making a motion to do something to you with his mouth.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck it, we try it. I'm sure I won't die immediately from a bite.
So with like a sort of dexterousness that you really wouldn't pick up from a dragon his size, he's able to, between sort of like the real tip of his mouth, effectively grab you by the scruff of by the back of your collar and lift you up, and he's just going to yeet you up into the air.
Oh.
So you tumble over backwards quite a few times, and then you land on his neck.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell
yeah!
And as for you, little lizard, and so with you he's a bit more delicate, and he simply holds out.
Okay, I'm just gonna jump on his hand.
He holds his hand out and jumps on, and he just sort of hoiks you so that you're next to.
I think he thinks he'll eat me.
So you two are now riding a dragon.
Yay!
I like it.
You guys suck!
To be fair, that's probably really beneficial because you guys are going to basically not have to worry about movement, and you get an aerial position to shoot from.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a flying
So-
carpet though.
And a breath weapon.
Yeah, you can have the breath weapon there. We can handle them on the ground, and then you guys can just support from the sky with the dragon.
Yeah,
It's
we can
actually
leave you
good
guys
fun.
to the whole fucking situation that you guys have been harping on about far too much.
No, that was Durr. Durr had this weird plan. I
I'm
don't
gonna
even know what
hold.
it was.
Yeah. Oh, you just kept going on about it.
Yeah, I thought it was really immoral, to be honest.
There is my target marker.
I'm going to shout out, but quietly. You're still immune to fire, aren't you? And just say it really quickly. Go, yeah, she said yes, she's immune to fire. So yeah, how about it, boys?
No, he's so gonna firestorm our own allies and be like, yeah, I thought they'd be fine.
She said, and I heard her say yes, she was immune.
Storm you all. I'm just gonna storm bolt you all.
I've got super eyesight, not super hearing, so I'm just gonna trust your word on this. Yeah.
You can
You've
have
never led
super
me
hearing
astray.
if you wish for it, darling.
I'd rather save my wishes for something else.
I'll throw some missiles at them. Meteors. I'm gonna throw some meteors and put a big thunderstorm down. See how much they like it.
Is that you using an action to ready some meteors?
No, this is me threatening Dara. If Dara throws firestorm at me, I'm gonna throw some meteors.
I was
at him.
thinking, you have that book that you open, it's all the fireballs.
Did we not use
Yeah.
that?
I could turn into a fire elemental and use that, and it would not affect me. I could just be like a walking nuke.
Yeah, the book might be a bit overkill in this situation, though.
No, I was thinking for the Vecna. You can just send me in. I'll go in with the vampire, and I'll just open the book, and then everything will die.
Including you, yeah?
No, I mean
It's
just
just
fire.
like
Oh.
Yeah, if you turn into a fire elemental. It's like the same vibe as I said about if you go play as an evocation wizard and fireball yourself because you can choose to be
Oh,
immune.
yeah.
Yeah, sick.
But like that vibe, but Durr turns into fire and then makes loads more fire.
I like it, 'cause in Critical Role, she turns herself into what she calls it a Keteor. So she flies up high and then turns into a rock elemental and sets herself on fire. And just like meteors towards the ground.
Did you guys watch Vox Machina?
Yeah,
No.
that's the one. You mean the cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yes, we were watching before we started.
We're on the Matt's seen it all the way to the end.
No, I haven't.
I thought you'd seen the last season.
No.
Oh, okay, fair enough. We're probably about 4 episodes into the latest season.
Yes.
Yeah. No spoilers, but there's actually something that happened that is very related to what we are discussing.
Ooh.
Well, it's kind of hard to watch around the kids for obvious reasons.
Man.
Yeah, it's pretty naughty.
Right, so...
Right, what are we doing?
Yeah, so I was about to say, do you guys want to get into your positions and then we can basically pick this up next session?
Yeah, I was thinking, yeah.
11 o'clock.
It'll just be
I am knackered, but it's flown by.
Yeah. That's been fun though, I really enjoyed this session.
Yeah. Do we want to hide over here and I can pass about trace us, so or we can get like advantage shots on. Up to you. We can hide in the trees. Or
I'm down with that because I can open with my little like lightning move that I do, and
Yeah.
zip around a battlefield, and then I can just be anywhere and just start messing people up.
Yes, darling, I will pass without a trace with you.
nice. I'll cast it from my staff, so it's like a little gloomy
Oh, God, Frank Leclerc. Forgot about that.
Frank the plant.
Is there like those rocks high enough for me to hide behind?
But not really. This is more just like so. The lake has like a series of ruins in it. So the ones that are actually in the water, they are sort of like pillars and archways and things. So you could probably hide behind them. But the ones that are on land, they're more just large stones.
Can I hide behind the corpse of the other manticores?
You
Yeah,
want to
but-
hide inside it.
He jumps out, surprise.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Just to be fair, you could like Eldritch Blast from the inside of one of their mouths and then just shut the mouth so they don't know it's you. It just opens. They just think, why is this random manticore Eldritch Blast from the mouth at us?
Yeah, the mouth. I will not go there.
All right.
Yeah.
So is this basically where you guys are? You guys are past without tracing, and then waiting for them to be drawn in. Barakash, you're inside a manticore, and Trin and Nass are riding the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call me Bear Grylls.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, like
then.
that episode where he wore a seal skin for no reason.
Okay, so we'll do initiative now. So if I could take that from you guys, and then we'll basically set up for the fight, which will
19.
begin next session.
I rolled a natural 19. I've used all my good rolls this week. A 19 plus 3 for a 22.
I got a 19, but that was with my +2.
I will be the last one. For sure.
My dice betrayed me there, honestly.
Jordan?
Oh no, I can't what my initiative is.
Yeah, sure. Let me just quickly do the dragon.
I've got a 13, I think it's a 2.
Yeah, +2 is the 15.
You know, my app restarted and stuff.
What did you get?
22.
And Otley?
I already rolled it by clicking on my token, so it threw it in there already. I got 19.
Okay. For some reason you got 2.
I don't know if you like put one in the turn order, because I've got the 2 tabs up, so if I click on my token and then roll straight from the sheet, it throws it on.
Okay,
That
fair
might
enough.
be why it's getting to. Maybe it's adding his in, and then because you put one in as well, that's where the 2 Otleys are coming from.
Sure. Okay, so
Maybe.
I'll just put the manticore on the thing so that we can get its initiative. Same with Chimera. So it's +3.
There's some fucking cool things to do.
How's the box going, by the way?
Huh?
Your
the boxes.
The boxes, I'm still selling them. Yeah. I done like £1,000 last month, but this month hopefully is going to be the month. Last year I did about £3,000. And
Fuck yeah, man.
so yeah, I've done some prep. I've made some mugs. I've made some potions. I've printed out some stuff, so yeah, I'm ready for it.
Yeah,
But
still
once
need to order that from you, actually.
Oh mate, tell me what you want. I'll just make it for you.
It was the health potion box set.
Yeah,
that
I've
you
got all
did.
them. I've got all them made, mate. I could have sent them to you. Send me. I've got your address somewhere.
Well,
They-
I'll still buy them from you in the traditional way, so you don't need to.
Yeah, cool. I'll send you a discount code for them.
Cool, thank you. Alright, so it's basically Dur, and then the first of the Chimeras, and then... Can everyone see that this time?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can see
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
too.
Yeah.
Alright then. Okay, so we'll pick this up pretty much straight away. I will say we'll probably need to engage with it straight away, because this is going to be a long fight.
Yeah.
Alright.
How is everybody for next Monday?
Yeah, so
Works for me.
Should be good.
Alright, cool. So
Yeah, I need to finish. I'm up early the next morning, so I need to finish like at a semi-reasonable time. So all the more reason to start promptly.
Yeah.
Alright then,
Yeah.
shall we try and get in for if we log in sort of like quarters to 8, and then we'll start at 8 instead of
Yeah,
logging
That works
in
for
at 8.
me.
and
Yeah.
then we should be able to get a good 2 hours in before we need to log off.
Mm.
Oh man, sounds good.
Sounds good.
Can't wait.
All right then. I think that's So I think that's everything. I'll let everybody guess off so you can actually sleep. I remember that. All right, have a good one, guys.
Cheers.
Nice
Thank
guys,
you for the
but-
session.
Right.
That's it, guys.
Yeah, great session, man. Thank you for the cool weapon.
Yeah.
No worries. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.